The MPP doesn't have any political message for Ghanaians and is hoping to revive or resuscitate their politics using cocoa farmers. But that will not work.
Today's statement didn't go anywhere.
Mr. Speaker, what the minority leader is doing is a clear indication that today's attempt to use cocoa farmers to do politics failed.
He wants a second chance.
So he wants a second chance. He wants a second chance. Because if he had succeeded, he will not be looking for a second opportunity. But you've already made a statement. We have copiously debated the statement. There is nothing more that the finance minister can come and add. So let's leave it there. As for government policy can be announced anywhere. Once they are approved in cabinet, the Minister for Communication announces them. In this instance, because it is under the Minister of Finance, that was why the Minister for Finance announced the policy. So I don't think that the Minister for Finance will have to come here to come and answer questions or, make statements or provide any clarification. If you wanted, you could have asked a question, but you opted to come and make a statement. And I use the opportunity to read the Finance Minister's statement. The policy you complained was announced to the world without it being captured in the Hansard. Today, I make sure it is captured in the Hansard. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. So that in future, anybody conducting research on this matter will have the benefit in the Hansard of reading what the Finance Minister said outside this House.
At the second annual conference for women in leadership in the public sector, under the auspices of the Public Services Commission, this needs commendation. It is an initiative that should be sustained. Well done. This gathering is both a call to action and a sign of shared commitment to shaping the Ghana that is fair, forward-looking, and attentive to the needs of all citizens. I think the women are part of the citizens too, aren't we? It underscores the indispensable role of women whose expertise, perspectives, and leadership remain central to the nation's ongoing transformation. Chair and members, the public sector is where policies are shaped, institutions are strengthened, and national development takes root. Despite undeniable progress that we have made over the years, women continue to face structural, cultural, and institutional barriers that hinder our advancement into leadership roles. And I believe if I ask each of you to tell a story, you have many to tell. Some of these barriers are obvious, while others are less noticeable. They include limited access to senior level opportunities and decision-making rules, unequal career advancement opportunities, and increased domestic responsibilities. Addressing these challenges requires deliberate policies, structural reforms, and supportive institutional practices. This is because promoting women's leadership is essential for effectiveness, transparency, and inclusivity, which are key pillars of good governance. Women strengthen governance, enhance service delivery, and foster social cohesion. They bring collaborative decision-making, ethical stewardship, long-term strategic vision, and innovative solutions to complex challenges. True or false? Across public administration, entrepreneurship, education, healthcare, technology, and governance, women demonstrate that leadership effectiveness is determined by competence, commitment, people-centeredness, and integrity, not only by gender. The task ahead is to ensure that examples of excellence are scaled, replicated, and institutionalized so that our talent and leadership potential are harnessed for Ghana's benefit. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we know, His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, continues to emphasize the importance of women to national development. Under his leadership, Ghana is committed to women's representation at the highest levels of governance and public service. His Excellency has directed that public service agencies ensure a minimum of 30% female representation in leadership positions by this year, with an increase to 50% by 2030. And Anna, thanks for giving the details of all of that. This directive is a deliberate policy measure to advance the objectives of the Affirmative Action Act and institutionalize gender equity as a cornerstone of our development agenda. Additionally, government's Resetting Ghana agenda places gender equity and justice at the heart of national development. The agenda places a strong emphasis on women's political inclusion, economic empowerment, social welfare, and protection from violence. This commitment is reflected in a series of transformative policies and interventions for inclusive growth. Notably, the government has successfully implemented economic reforms that have helped stabilize the economy, reduce inflation, and restore confidence in Ghana's financial outlook. These reforms included targeted fiscal measures, tax relief to reduce the cost of doing business, and investment in priority sectors, helping reignite economic activity across the country. In education, bold steps have been taken to improve access and quality, including funding student welfare programs and expanding infrastructure, as well as the free distribution of sanitary pads for girls in school to stay in school and to move up the ladder of education. Regarding social protection and healthcare, the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, for instance, finances critical treatments for non-communicable diseases. Government has also expanded the National Health Insurance Scheme to be more inclusive and financially sustainable. Economic empowerment initiatives, such as the Women's Economic Resilience Initiative, have been launched to broaden women's access to capital, digital finance tools and markets, while increasing women's inclusion in strategic sectors and value chains. Each of these is a concrete step towards a Ghana where women have fairer access to opportunities and where systemic barriers to their advancement are removed. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly urge all the women, all the female public service officers, do not yield to biases and stereotypes. Act with boldness, act with clarity, act with purpose. Build networks, seek mentorships, share your knowledge, sharpen your strategic expertise, and excel in your discipline. Position yourself as an indispensable contributor to national development. And I just wanted to answer my colleague from the academy who said that if we don't do it ourselves, the men wouldn't do it for us. All I want to say is this. Every human being born of woman, men and women, we must all come together and right the wrong. And to my fellow females, as I said, don't be intimidated. It is not about making yourself in other people's image. It is not about your hairline. It's not about your eyebrow. It is not about the food you don't like. It is about impact. It's about staying true to the values. It's about bringing other people along with you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the public services agencies should actively promote gender equity in hiring, promotions, and leadership roles. This may be accomplished by cultivating organizational cultures that prioritize merit, fairness, and inclusivity over tokenism. Public service agencies should ensure that recruitment, promotions, and appointments to senior positions are gender responsive, transparent, and merit-based. Promote flexible working arrangements for family-friendly policies, and allow women to balance professional and personal responsibilities without compromising their career advancement. Let us recognize and reward excellence by creating a culture of inclusion, motivation, and accountability. May this conference be a space for learning, inspiration, networking, and measurable change.
Okay, we shall be more cover at about TVSYZ, also live on Power 97.9 FM. Inside Politics, Jumedina Sabri, Yeguswa, Yetwasumamo, Ewufidiemu, Mididi and Calvin Pong, the grassroots president, Mitnakunya Kasiebo, Diamamo Gabi Masi, the capacity man. And some I would do nature go. Now, before I be Shasiano, Oko MCR, Director of Mr. Rav Jampo. On a Peter Cranton and a female neti. One more abomode she share with TV no so a nim aye kama na newie so djumedi ebedino akwenya ba yenya ye hwe bi na afei yenya ye de adwen aboa se be ye no man ne chechire bibia be kama Mr. Kevin Asante and the produce me e wo djumedi so camera no Francis wa ha afei Elvis ene eye Prince Ofosu ene Williams wo mu nyina wo mu wa ha wo mo hwe se wo mo so betwa djumedi ni kama na wo mo ede amawo ensema wodo na the etwagu na ewie asemba kwa ababeto ha ase nkrofo ekasa bebre fa hom eye petitions ahodo a nkrofo ekuchiri edekoma president His Excellency John Dramani Mahama se wo momode na wohwem na eye the Electoral Commission of Ghana Miss Jane Mensa adokoi wone ni two deputies no dwumadi a womadi se Electoral Commission penifo no amwa nti sabre die anka wonyina sa petitions ahodo ya womde akobe ye 7 ne so na anka wom ntimi nyina de ene the special prosecutor of Ghana Owura Kisiebo Jaben na anka wom pam wom nyina no mkotena fie ebi se womani enso the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana Justice Paul Bafuboni atena asem no so wotena so hwemu no sabre report de akoma His Excellency the President ne say prima facie woman to establish enough prima facie just enough evidence our petitions ahodo ya Ghana for be mo tro de come president say when the Electoral Commission of Ghana need two deputies ready yehwe letter every presidency area bar or say petition for the removal of the electoral commissioner, deputies commissioner and the special prosecutor. Ti yankai and someone a woman. I say following the receipt of 7 petitions from various individuals and groups for the removal of the chairperson of the electoral commission and her deputies, and 3 petitions for the removal of the special prosecutor, President John Dramani Mahama, in accordance with Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution and Section 15 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017, Act 959, referred same to His Lordship Justice Paul Bafuboni, Chief Justice, on the 25th November 2025 to determine whether the petitions disclose a prima facie case. Yet also I'll say, by a letter dated 26 January 2026, the Chief Justice informed His Excellency the President that no prima facie case has been established by the petitions to warrant any further investigations for the removal of the electoral commissioner, deputy commissioners, and special prosecutor. Felix Kwachofoso, spokesperson to the presidency, Minister of Government Communications, and in Sasha Sankra Tayasia. Saturday, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, and Justice Paul Bafuboni, petitions are who do a core presidency or Senka, woman Penny John Dramani Mama, one Shannon Pamo, a Jane Mensa, our electoral commissioner, name 2 deputies in Bosman Asare, name Yokahuina, and Yampamu Womono, and a special prosecutor. And Saturday, the Chief Justice said, enough evidence, anyhow. I want to be a so I further investigation now face and semi want to be a so Eddie Apamo, the electoral commissioner, and the 2 deputies in our fair special prosecutor. No, and Saturday, Sa Semino, and Yam Maswa. Now, the Mensa Busuya, the electoral commissioner of the Republic of Ghana, or any 2 deputies in Wamugusu Ejinomonaso, as well as the special prosecutor of the Republic of Ghana, Ura Kisie Ejaben. Now, young corner for young Quanquash, Ura Martin Pebu, no Kasa petitioners in one. Now, what him say, Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama, and Kobebo more than what you Musufre, na and Niebia, the electoral commissioner of Ghana, Jim Mensa, and the 2 deputies, together with the special prosecutor, Wamadan Edia Enyano, Unka President, Enyina Sunanka, Wonyo Medi, Yankoshe Ura Martin Pebu, Nensemwa, Waka Embrasia.
Mine was presented on the 11th of December.
Right.
And the president had up to 17th of December to forward it. But even by 11th of December, these 3 against Kisi Ejabin and the 7 against the EC chair had already been presented to the Chief Justice. So we are waiting for mine, that the mother of all the petitions against Kisi Ejabin. Let's see how it goes. Well, you know, it's impossible to make any judgment call or analysis of those that were thrown out because we've not seen these petitions officially. You know, yes, so once we haven't seen them, we cannot comment. And perhaps what we should be looking at is that let's look at the jurisprudence. When it comes to the EC chair, etc., those ones, the Constitution expressly, and also the Supreme Court decisions say that the contents of the petition should not be disclosed. So it appears that's a bloat, so we cannot see those petitions officially. But when it comes to the special prosecutor, we don't have such an interpretation. There's no decision of the Supreme Court on Section 15 of the Special Prosecutor Act.
Right.
So at least in law, the petitions against the special prosecutor, I don't see anything that bars Chief Justice from releasing those petitions so that we can analyze, because it's the law, strictly speaking. You see, that we knew we had the constitutional provisions, yet when we're dealing with the special prosecutor, and I think for good reason, because it's a fight against corruption, the parliament didn't think it wise to cover petitions against the special prosecutor. So you don't find those things that there should be a bloat on the publication of the petitions against the special prosecutor, and there's no court decision like that. So it appears to me that when it comes to the special prosecutor, we have a lot more latitude, because you know who watches the watchman. The special prosecutor is to fight corruption. So if the allegations of corruption same should also be made public, so that people can weigh in. Perhaps maybe if there were some loopholes when it comes into the public discussion, people can, supply some of the missing loopholes, and then the case can be made. In actual fact, the fight has only just begun. I can see that other petitions will follow. No. It's not an abuse because, Martin, it depends on the evidence. Somebody can be exonerated today. Even the petitions that were presented, the very grounds, perhaps, let's say, if you presented a petition on a certain ground that, there is this procurement breach, but I didn't have the evidence to back it, and the petition was thrown out. If you subsequently find the evidence, you can reapply and then attach the relevant evidence. Let's not call anything a breach. This is what we mean by accountability. We need more Ghanaians to be vigilant. We will not call anything a breach at all. Even President Trump was impeached twice in the U.S., the U.S. president. But let's get the difference. Impeachment is different from removal.
Right.
He was impeached twice. He was found liable for bad conduct. That's the U.S. president, sitting president twice. And he himself is even scared that the Democrats are going to impeach him again. So please, it's democracy. It's not autocracy. There's no end. Anybody who doesn't want accountability should not accept such public offices. So there'll be more petitions. That one I can guarantee you. It shouldn't go past next month because I think the implementation of the Special Prosecutor Act 959, Mawina, is giving us a lot of headache. So far, it's proving that the timelines, we have a challenge meeting the timelines because even if we were to use mine, I submitted mine to the president on the 11th of December. And then the law says the president must hand it over latest by 17th, that he has 7 days to turn over the petition to the Chief Justice. So let's say even if the president turned it over on the 17th of December, then the Section 15 of the Special Prosecutor Act says that the Chief Justice has 30 days to come out with a decision. So looking at 17th of December, 30 days will be 17th of January. Today is what? 17th of February. So we are on our 60th day, double. So it appears we have a challenge. Yes, I concede that this is Ghana. We don't play with our Christmas and New Year vacations. So maybe if we want to amend the law to say that if you present a petition and there is any ensuing vacation, we should deduct it. Yes, let's do it. Then there will be certainty.
Right.
Like as we speak, when you go to court, in court we have 3 vacations. There's a Christmas, Easter, then the long vac from 1st of August to somewhere middle of October.
Absolutely.
So everybody knows. So maybe if we want to amend Act 959, let's do so. But otherwise, if we are going by the strict dictates of the law, today is the 60th day, which is way in excess of the 30 days that the Chief Justice has.
And lawyer Martin Pebu, I want to know come one more the petition call ye. Wabanke Simpson Company John Dramani Mama, one more than Anka na the Electoral Commission of Ghana, Jim Mensa, and our family 2 deputies in Kawonina, so San Yama, one more Makrabano, Niebi or Madana di Wabra, one more Mujumano, Anko Yam Fam Wagana Funti, Uncle Mampeni John Dramani Mama, Washen and Contour Mungu, now the special prosecutor, so Sabe, the Ascension. The Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, a poor bafu boni, what they are ayeno, Echo Mama and Penny say, when Timia Shede enough evidence, sir, a year in Sama Huduya, the lawyer Martin Pebu, any Afro individuals, any groups, be Troye, and the Coma president is Sabedi and Kawamodi, now when ye Sam Penny for you, the infield on my Jumaso, and I would say, Ura Martin Pebu, Kasawa Hono, young Kona Fiyan Memene day a year I came here and yet say Ghana phobi one more kwakodi omudwa Burkina Faso one makwako nya terrorist attack ebinim ahwere omonkwa na afa ebinim so eprepra and I'm so masabe the Ghana Armed Forces one mabomodin akọ no ma enrade ya one masesa one more epra na one more hia ayarehwe no one makwase se omo nyina fi Burkina Faso e dia ba be 37 military hospital sabe wo mu nyina no wo mo ja ayarehwe na wo mu nyina ho be ebeto wo mo ebinim ahwere wo mo nkwa de na so ebinim so a wo mo pra ya na wo mo hia se ayaresa ebebe mu no the Ghana Armed Forces abomodin edium Air Force no akwakopiem ewo Burkina Faso akwa forma ba sabre wo mu nyina agya yarehwe kama ewo the 37 military hospital ntu join here live on Facebook TBSYZ so na live no so a obehunu say mfoni ni nyina etwebu ho no a obehunu wo mu a epre a yeyi wo ma free play num na afa ye de omo akọ hospital the Ghana Armed Forces for edi statement oma release statement bi aba betu ja fasase mu yen kan na afa yen to agimedi yen so I say the Ghana Armed Forces evacuate Ghanaian survivors of Burkina Faso terrorist attack. The Ghana Armed Forces has successfully evacuated 3 Ghanaian traders who were injured in a terrorist attack on Saturday, the 14th February 2026 in Burkina Faso. The evacuation forms part of the government's coordinated humanitarian and security efforts. The mission was conducted on Tuesday, 17th February 2026 by the Ghana Armed Force. The injured have since been conveyed to the 37 military hospital for further medical assessment and treatment. The Ghana Armed Forces extend its deepest condolences to the bereaved family, prays for repose of the souls of the deceased, and wishes the injured speedy recovery. Veronica Ajo Ahin and Air Captain, Ghana Navy, Acting Director, General Public Relations, and Ansashe Sankrata into one more. Woman Sinanko Mukwako DJ Bia Sabre attack Ibaya, woman Ghana for Mashiro Monquano, Ghana Forces say, woman Yan Woma, Ebusha falling in Ayako, woman shedding, says Saboni Atuga. Na Kwambe na Feyebe Faso going forward, you know. Na Yasha say, sense me a bit to me NCBU, say Ghana for woman Kwako Diomuga, no maba, na Woma Koko Shiako and she say, a Kwambe Yahobambo Benya de Bebantemufua. Womo etwa border ekodi dwawo oman ahodo a etwa ye ho asia na sabre ye hunu sa atoye nchemi a atowo mu ni biu ye kwakodi yedwa nti ye de enka terrorist attack de enka efa ye ho ban eti ye de pedifo ebedi nkomo na ya hwe because si ye ma timamufo womo ti oman mu omo ye Ghana fo no ene enye Ghana fo nko bibiara ye bonu ho ban yi a ene be mo man etimi atu mpon ye pa ade ye be it's quite unfortunate akosi wo Burkina Faso. It's very 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 unfortunate. Ghana for womo kwakodi omudwa no ma ba fie na afie de sa wo say yewi etimi ede aba nyame adom womo a eti ase womo de na plana no mapira keke omunya yarehwe no said the Ghana Armed Forces womo de aba betu dwa no womo akofo maba 37 military hospital sabre womo de yarehwe bibia nso eguso ekọ kama ede ma eye womo ti yehwe baby enkomo we be kwakodi. Said the next time Ghana for womu diga womu beka se womu ko Nigeria womu ko Togo womu ko eye Burkina Faso de bia meka Ghana ye borders no ene sedie ya ye Africa ye borders ni sedie ya ye ni ma no ye ma ye hu ya bredodo ufi Ghana ura Togo keke ni anya obetimi afem wo border no so no wa obedukura na kwanto na afono uko Nigeria kra de abobo ansan wo bebe ura Burkina Faso. One continent to kwa na kwakohwe Europe da hoyi ubetimi de wona ba akwasi ekuro ba ko we se na wona ba ko si kuro ba ko we mi se wodu wo kra anya hu se border bia wo ho enti den kwa na ye ho Africa abibia ye bibia tintiniti sa. It should be borderless. Security will walk around now. One more bit in your inquiries. I search, we say, of course, and now they will be in your body be every crow for this. So, about them rock room one. That be the team here, come out. But do you border no so? Because I say, a war zone. A tree kuta. One more bob buying one said, you won't see 5 year money, man. We need that security because of 4 years, you and person. Nipa born for be adding my body be a baby. Nemo pe kwanye a mu betimi adi sa adwuma we woni kwampa so a ebema nipa ko ma ha ne kakra ti Africa here we from one African country to other African country wa hwedi a wo beka se baby a wonam na se wo ba be wu kra de nkwa na asi eti penifo hwe me say His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama wa sha se wo di sane ma ne ho nkomo bebre kwanya Africa ye be fa so na ye hu edidi adwa yetimi ewura ye krom ni ade a se be ye na ye hu betimi adwo ye Africa to Africa African country bi of our passport kwato 2 years now visa my because if Ghana wo ko Botswana try that and see say if Ghana wo ko Botswana now how many years our passport be di wo your friends embassy and say na won set me aka visa no nti yenya ne ye ho kureko yenya yeti one continent fefefe ye ne ye ho ko. So how do we survive? Ban saying na dwadifu a wo mo ba na wo mo beto mu tomato wo mo ba beto mu jene wo mo beto de o betimi anya bia de aba no mo so ba bedi o mu dwa e ban say no mu nya attack wo mo nkuta tuo wo mo nkuta hwe. So what's happening? E dey na ekoso ma wo bia kra fie wakra ne ba wakra ne yere wakra ne kunu wakra ne maame ne papa me ko dwa so aba se de da me ko no ene ye hu ni bio ye hu no wayira ne nkwa hwere no because okwakoye adwuma ne wa pekakra wo no ebusia no wo mo de be ko ma no eti mpanifo hwe esi a reset abai ye nyina Ghana fo obi ebo ni chiko reset ekoso ye neje wenu mu nyina aka reset no ho kwan ben na ntoto ye papa betimi ada ho na saa asem ebi ntimi nsibio eno ne ye hwe ni mpanifo de sansemi beba betudwa because afi mahunu se communicate aba se wo beko abonten out of the country akwa didwa kra na there should be some procedure betimi follow say be na wonkwa ye betimi abo ho eye ban ede ama ti yakoye nim no na afi ye hwe se bibi biara betimi aye kama na eye enna ne nachi ya ye nyina ye wo kroma ani ye te se wo ba ta bi kwa akowo ewo eye hospital mbo eye hifampo Mamprobi polyclinic Mamprobi polyclinic na wo kwa na wo kwa wiye no me se wo mo ye obatan ni CS ntino wo da kakra afi wo batan yi e ba beti nani na afi wo hwe ne bani mu a akola isa me na ho na ana me be de ho na ba be fa no wa na be peja me be ye de free hey nurse for doctors mu wa mi hu me ba no yanko bonko mo ne ba ni hospital ho obi abawura hospital ho ama ne ba no so de ko ama enya sam ketua ebeye he ehun nsem bebre ana ebetwagu ye yentie de police fo no wo maka e de afasa asem hu sabre ya wo mehu akola no de ama ne ma me back yentie police fo na asem amaka.
The Ghana Police Service, the Accra Regional Police Command, and the Divisional Command Dansoman. We welcome all of you to the Dansoman Divisional Headquarters this afternoon to give you a brief on a child stealing incident reported in Mamprobi and the subsequent arrest of a suspect by the Dansoman Divisional Command. Now, this briefing intends to provide the facts of the case, the actions taken by the police so far, and important safety measures for the public. The Dansoman Divisional Police Command of the Ghana Police Service has arrested suspect Latifa Salifu in connection with the stealing of a 4-day-old baby boy from the postnatal ward of Mamprobi Hospital here in Accra. The arrest follows swift police investigations and public cooperation after the incident was reported on Tuesday, the 17th of February 2026. On the 17th of February 2026 at about 10 a.m., one Abigail Jukini, accompanied by Henrietta Abe Blessed, reported to the police that an unidentified woman disguised as a nurse and had stolen a newborn baby from the hospital's postnatal ward. The baby's mother, Precious Ankoma, informed the police that she delivered the baby boy on the 14th of February 2026. She stated that a woman dressed in a nurse's peach-colored uniform took the baby under the pretext of administering medication and disappeared thereafter. Police immediately visited the facility, obtained statements, and immediately launched a manhunt for the suspect. This afternoon, it is refreshing to know that today, at about 3:40 this morning, the police arrested a suspect, Latifa Salifu, who is 33 years of age and is a cloth seller here in Accra at the premises of Kasiebo Teaching Hospital, where she was found with a baby suspected to have been the missing child. Suspect claimed that she had delivered at the hospital and was discharged due to lack of birth. However, police investigations at the hospital revealed there was no records to support her claim. The suspect is currently in police custody, whilst arrangements are underway to place the baby under hospital care for safekeeping, further investigations, and medical attention. At this moment, the police would want to remind the public, particularly health facilities and families, to remain vigilant and observe the following measures. We expect that for hospitals and health facilities, we enforce strict identification protocols for staff and for visitors, ensure babies are released only after proper verification, install and monitor CCTV systems in maternity wards and other wards, including entrances. We also expect that we maintain visitors' logs and restrict access to postnatal wards. Report suspicious persons or activities immediately. Meanwhile, this morning, at the time of the incident and at the time of the arrest, the Minister for Gender and Children and Social Protection, Honorable Na Momo, and the Honorable Member for Parliament for Public for myself, including the Regional Police Commander DCOP Duty Tuaruka, has visited the Divisional Police Command and has also gone to the facility where the incident happened and has assured and provided adequate security to obstruct future occurrences. The Accra Regional Police Command commends the general public and the whistleblower for their vigilance and cooperation. Investigations are ongoing and further updates will be communicated soon. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, we'll take it from here. Thank you.
So, yes.
If there are any questions, please, we'll take it from here.
Yes, there's a question. There's a 4
The baby is a 4-day-old baby boy.
Now, listen, he says it's disguised as a nurse.
Exactly.
But there's a supposed CCTV camera showing the suspect allegedly leaving the hospital with the baby. And those look at it doesn't show this is a person in Mercy's dress.
Very well. So there are videos that are circulating that we have also chanced on. We are putting all of these materials together, and that's why at the end of the briefing we say that investigations are ongoing. These facts are preliminary facts that are being shared with you. At the appropriate time, we'll have other information gathered that's relevant to the investigations ongoing be shared with you as well.
This one should be processed to court
by close of tomorrow. Yes.
So we also know that aside the suspect, we have some nurses or medical officers who assisted in this regard.
Investigations are ongoing. If in the process of investigation we come across something like that, why not? We'll come back to give you updates.
But currently she's the only suspect.
As we speak, she's the only suspect in custody.
Has she given any reasons for her action?
As we speak now, she hasn't said anything. But again, if anything comes up, we'll share in our subsequent updates. Any other questions?
Yes, she was arrested at Kasiebo Teaching Hospital.
Yes.
We also heard that the baby has already been reconciled with the parents after proper identification. But in your statement,
enti the police for no aka e dey afa abofra ana maami okowo ya ne ba timi ya o mamprobi eye polyclinic ana wo maye na fe nhise ya wo mode ba hospital ho ana se clinic ho nom se be ye na wo bi kuta abofra wodi twam a bo mo betimi ehunu se ye ne dia na se nye ne dia me ade ba kwa na ye me nwanwa ne se e ba ne sen sa labor room ho ba bi a wo mo gi awo no kura wi a wo mode oba tan ne ba ne ko eba ne say na wobi a wonyam wobi a onkuta kwara etimi nante wuramu a kopie sa biaye no nibusia ni bi anda ho eba ne say oye den na wotimi nya access to that room a ba bi akwara ne da no otimi ko fa ni pie ye CCTV cameras bi any hospital ho enti yenye nyankropon na daroma ana wobu aye ana yakwakwoche nipa ye obefa abofra ya sabre asembe na nkesie na abofra no obefa no kwa no kra ne den na akwakwesi wo bra wo befa no kwa ya no mo hwehwe na omu hu no den na akwakwesi enti the new reforms are police for na ebobo so say omo behwe si omo de behwe CCTV cameras ebe monitor these activities obi a wo wura hospital obi a wo pie na fe kwanya omo de emergency bi bebu akwam na ba bi a yeji awo na oba tan ne yire ni maame ne bada no obi ntimi wura ho nkofa abofra no e wo se omo nya saade ni yie pa na saade we bi antimi ansi bio nyankopon nko a na sabre akwale nkien kwankwan ko hunu a oba fa yefunu boso menkro ne akiri wakwa wo wie afedie ne ba wa bre ne ho anyem na wo no na nko bi di just a second wa man so the free hospital no afa no de ko eti the new reforms a wo mo de ma mamprobi clinic no mo de na mo nya bibia se de be ya sasebu ebi entimi si wo bi o da bibia timi aye kama ye free no so abisia ye nko ne hwe ne enede ya His Excellency the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, echo a local content summit 2026. Now say no, and the Shan and baby a jina pa or shane say ye mining won't send now with Medina no President Kasai workers and say one more share kwanya umbetimi I share a year mining loss no kwanya umbetimi afa so regulating year ebetimi ama na ye juma year Ghana for so manage mining ho no ebetimi aye no wo kwampa so emfo how bi ama yenko His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama wo bra no de sense mi tu jamra.
For over a century or more, mining has been the backbone of Ghana's economy. From Obuasi to Takwa, from Bibiani to Nangodi, from Awaso to the emerging lithium belts of Awoya, mineral wealth has shaped our fiscal landscape and funded our national development. Yet we must confront an uncomfortable truth. While Ghana is Africa's leading gold producer and amongst the top 6 globally, much of the high-value activity in our mining value chain, advanced engineering, processing, equipment manufacturing, technical services, and refining still takes place outside our borders. In 2023 alone, the extractive sector generated almost $6.6 billion in export revenues. However, local participation in high-value segments remains very limited, with domestic procurements accounting for only a fraction of the total sectoral spend. We've been prolific producers, but we have not yet become full participants in the extractive value chain. This summit is about closing that gap. As we deliberate, we must ask ourselves a fundamental question. What will be the true legacy of Ghana's vast mineral wealth 100 years from now? Will it be recorded only in export statistics and royalty payments? Or it will be remembered as the foundation upon which we build world-class industries, thriving Ghanaian enterprises, and resilient mining communities? This question must serve as our compass to offer us direction. And we're not alone on this journey. Many other African countries are asking the same question. And many other countries in the world are asking the same question. In Botswana, they've leveraged strategic partnerships to ensure value retention and citizen participation in their diamond sector. In Chile, they've transformed their copper wealth and advantage into a gold mining technology ecosystem. Indonesia mandated domestic processing of nickel and thereby repositioning themselves at the center of the global electric vehicle battery supply chain. The lesson is clear. Smart, enforceable, and forward-looking local content policies do not deter investment. They create sustainable competitiveness. The key is balance. Such policies must be both ambitious and practical. They must be firm, but also performance-based. They must be focused not merely on percentage targets, but on measurable capacity development outcomes.
So His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama and Okopie local content summit 2026 as you know kwanya ye faso na ye mining sector no ana kwanya ye faso to agudie wo mine Ghana mu ha no ye be faso ye be fa kwampa so na ye timi aye na ye akono o se emra ene kwanya obonfa so di djuma no wo mo abomoden ya ban ehihye go se beye na Ghana ni bia ne kondoso no so mine adwuma be no betima ye no kwampa so na etimi ede aboa ebisha ye ntose na fe ye hwe ene de ya so from the finance ministry Dr. Kasiebo Atufo Negotiation what about betuja the statement about betuja say aban no etua 10 billion Ghana cedis DDEP interest domestic debt exchange program one and no under the MPP one more share no interest one one na aban yi omo watua bi no yanka statement no na afi yento ayejumede no so government pays 10 billion Ghana cedis DDEP interest from the Ministry of Finance. Accra Wednesday 18 February 2026 now say they are the government of Ghana has paid 10 billion Ghana cedis in interest obligation under the domestic debt exchange program, DDEP. This payment marks the 6th coupon settlement under the program and represents the second full cash payment without any payment in kind component, reflecting strengthening fiscal capacity and solvency. The settlement covers CD-denominated DDEP coupon obligation in line with the restructuring memorandum and government's broader debt management and fiscal consolidation strategy. The timely payment sends a strong positive signal to domestic and international investors, reinforces market confidence and expected to support Ghana's credit outlook while enhancing stability within the financial sector, including banks and pension funds. Government remains fully committed to meeting future DDEP obligations supported by strong buffers, improving macroeconomic foundation, declining inflation, lowest interest rate, and stable CD end issued by the Public Relations Unit, Ministry of Finance. Anna Sankrata Womodi Ababetu Jantene Day, a year the Finance Ministry so we 10 billion Ghana cedis DDEP MPP for bo modern de baya e babe krekre mere wan nkokora ni wo bia tiri hu wo usika wa aban wo bia no aban ne tina so because our time no na babia na MPP amanyoko ana abaya no wote ho no babia na wabobo abesia de akwakodru babia na wagigis kakodru amsiame monologue no eye victory garlic mixture for na eso masene babia na MPP aban wabobo abesia de akodru wagisika wo man bia so centenary bond besia ye betua ne 100 years MPP GB uko Japan Kunlun bond omo GB China say one bond omo GB krobia na ema besia MPP for kwa GB anenti na se obehwa efite tentrede efite wo man shase ebepem the year 2016 His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama we see from Fia Konwa no so no na Ghana public debt e ka na o man nyina de e 120 billion Ghana cedis efi Kwame Nkrumah mreso amampanifo a wo ma betina wo man yi so nyina e ka na wo man yi de e 120 billion Ghana cedis. Now 2017 on the 5th of January ye the 2 million man anado dan kwaku fuado Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia no obonachie say vice president na Kenofo Yata be ye the finance minister and ye di woman say wo nsase monye baby his excellency the president John Dramani Mahama AAC ye nie enti 2017 muna moba be fa na mato aso wo monye abusia efi 2017 5th January ye di tumi ese na nadan kwaku fuado eni Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia eni Kenofo Yata sabre wadwane free wo my Ghana akotena America wose so that prison wo America kura wo pe so be ba Ghana somebody foi wo monkwa be ball abesia over 630 billion Ghana cedis if you Kwame Nkrumah bresu bedu 2016 na Ghana kanya 120 billion Ghana cedis and then another dan kwaku fuado Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia woman ball bisia close to 630 billion Ghana cedis. Eti wabra Nana Dankwa Kufuado, the former president of the Republic, free akonyaso year 2025 5th January no na Ghana public debt nam over 747 billion Ghana cedis. Over 747 billion thereabout. Tinana don kwani Bawumia ne Kenofo Yata enkwa di 8 years abebo abesia asene eye amampanifo nyina ne leaders ababedi o my Ghana so what do we have to show sasika na way what dey yan for say magic I was say Bible besia magic sasika no e dey na mo dey yi project no way mo ma yan hwe aye one district one factory ajiagui ene yenko one district one factory bia MPP be yenko yemnante central for yenko all the districts MPP for be one district one factory and can no one more pass a tax waiver of over $350 million 2024 prior to the general elections NDC for no sebegem woman penny and nam so much speaker about Sumana Kingsford Bami suspended parliament. I don't know the then majority leader after your marking no Dominican because Supreme Court. No, I go for Supreme Court at General, not Supreme Court the state of execution about speaker was some now working yen fan yajuma ma MPC ya woman free MPP mono momo matina no mo yajuma wo brekwa ebiesi wo mna se bedwamda 2020 Professor Michael Kwea no ye Speaker of Parliament Edina Sopamo for mena Member of Parliament Andrew wasi Andrew MPP na de oba na sebedwam enti sa wo kokwa antenkro dia emra ne kire say Andrew me mamra sebedwam bio said the people of Formena side to me sha won sa bra anya sadia se me mamra sebedwam bio Speaker Babi koka the same thing afenyo mark say wo ngunu bi da won ti bi da MPP for say da bi da Samra ne de wom wantimi ni wom enya de betimi ade wom hwe ka maba buru wo man Ghana hwe sika maba bedi ana da bia America no some of us ye hwe abanwe ye hwe ndisi abanwe kwanya wo be fa so ne MPP mpanifo a wo mo betena abem 8 years na wo mo fa kwati kwan so afa wo man yin sase afa wo man yin sika adie nka be ye yedie na so o man ni nyina so no MPP mpanifo a mafa ye hwe kwanya abanwe di mbefa so anya sa ye mu bi ye fa nche Excellency the president John Dramani Mahama da ye fa nche Attorney General da ye fa nche IGP Christian Teteyonu ye fa nche wo mo da ye fa nche Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni ye fa nche wo because edi ye mo ye didi a kire ye ne say MPP for abo man yi kro no ampa last year ya cheche mpanifo ne bebre di gumu yati Osasibangi to National Summit Authority, yati Gift Awari to mu, yati Abdul Wahab Hanan, yadni to mu, former CEO of the National Food Buffer Store Company. Yati Chisambe for Kwabna Dubuane. Yati woman in a gumu, dating yadi omgum. Enti yemu bi yehwe mama yati ase investigation koso ehwehwemu koso but kwapem sel na me yadoma by next year 2027 na sampanifo ahodo ya mobeda wo madi kire yense wo mawia wo man no wo ma for man sika to the state say in the first time our the Fourth Republic imu abanya edi ade awie ama omane foot sanford de na oye finance minister dano adwane a wo so omane krom biom eye MPP pe e free tetentre de kwa men kroma mo mre so ekofanye fa aban bia ni wa di o my Ghana so awie man finance minister adwane afi grow we mu apart from MPP uwo evidence bia obeti bia challenge ya metwa ho apart from MPP Messi aban ben and what this so say we do on minus no we na the finance minister adwane kind of oyata wadwane owan and then these are the same people finance minister kwa womu hunamra na national cathedral eban send you use almost $100 million and the two am na our rate omra me yano kind of oyata so ma yanko Paul Gudam yati kromo ya Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia etina radio so kachire wo my Ghana nyina say wakoye Palugu dam awie sad time the auditor general report by ni say one of the $11.9 million almost $12 million and akoye Palugu dam abusia me hwehwe Ghana ni biara a obetime twa Palugu dam wonfo ni dia kire me MPP eti ye betra oni ahwe ni say ya sankrofo egusu kasa ye hwa ban yi kwa yo de sampani fo be fa so abisa yenko na fe yenko victory garlic mixture ho wo madro ni juma edie kwa ye fa so na esa yade na kotobi na beje wo ye hwa mo mra
enua victory garlic mixture na wati ni dina tia ni say na edro ni tie na no pasem ni say edro wi adwuma ye titru pa ni say ebeboa ananna ne srade e wo ni padua ni mumtin mu ama uhu atokura yedika obabi wo ha okomfikyire a ema edura wuhia ye victory garlic mixture ebikura ho bekwa ewie wansan na ba eye victory e na wuhia victory no ma na busumi biara ubenya ofikyire akwa empa ho kura eno de achi a obi wo ho aniti na tedwa no obi wo ho ye adwuma kakra bia no abre na nakoma bɔ ne periperi ni nyina ye moja entimi mfa akoma nu kwa adwen mu eno ne kofa saa de ne ba odofo mesrewo so wo na wonsem ka adwew ebia wonsa no sei ana wonamro mu na esifom no kra adwew ana ayetufo se de edi fom ato mpaboa mu a eye victory e na me kan fama wo onum victory asa no ma ye bobɔ so nyina no ebegai de oto ho na adwo a wontini na wohia victory emframa nyankopon de ama yense ye humi wo de wo humi a na wo tie so o bra eye victory e na betimi aboa wo ye wo bi wo so a wo ana ne yamahye no a obia na ne ka obia nya ne hwe obi wo so na koma bɔ ne periperi ni nyina moja ne ntimi ne afusa ne ye wuri padua no edura wunya ye victory garlic mixture de watwa bra ya bia ya na se kokodue ne nam no no ye ne basa eye victory e na me kan fo wunya victory bi no a e beboa wo se doctor de watwa duro so sani a ubetimi anom victory na ka waduro won na ne se waduro no na aben ma meat aduasa no anom we so na aben no anom victory no so achi meat aduasa wo ye ne sa bibia ba de kama ma se wona se tata wo ye agya ho adwuma mesraw edura me kan fo ma wa ye victory garlic mixture mesraw ni pa ne bia danse a ye pese ye fa wo ma danse na tie na se wo so koto a benya sa danse kro no a
ntwe mi mpedwa mi ntumi ni di mi yare so mena ko be 12 years di man nundu kan mojedru 5 minutes de tin matutu ana se na meti TV ntumi na me hwe ne mu se motan drobi esi victory heba victory garlic mixture ne mi mpedru sa wa modru mu asa modru no eye papa ntumi ni di o mi din sa no me didi afi bi no se di ya na afi insa na afi no ntumi di bi afi mi di ma edubone sa bi semi anu so no ntumi di anu so mi gba mu sa afi de anu so bi du no ma ntumi di bi afi hu de menya no na ti edu no kan wo TV so a nyam kutu bu ni no edu no anopa eni ebiani enwure no ande no si afi nyampara mi no adibia ntumi di mi si afi na to ata me ko ye black masa modro no tie edoni ye na nyame nhira no
aje me pa me problem ye menstrual pains nda ne kakra me so ti me nyame menses no boso ni ma me bre pa me brankasa me timi to tondro no na ne se man ti se yesi ye bidro ha na makoto be bia me we ntimi fa ka ekọ obi kru so ekoto bidro me timi no bi chese na victory ni dey in fact I don't know me dey wo mu dey me ko to bi me ti advert no TV so sada na me sorry anwunwe na me ko to ye na dana me say ade yi to me padi mu no mu ja tropa yi to me padi mu ti me twa to me phone so kura say ha adwene a enka me de betuma ka ho na ma hwe te say so wa hwe ye ko ka se me bia me ya bo hwe na me no maduro bi te say efi sada na yi sa mu ja tro no to me padi mu no me nya meze se no maduro e ma me hu sa e mu ja se bi like say kwoti te say ni na flow kama to victory tie mintimi enja ento ho te to de bia na mo ba so mo me so ba so na edon ne me di hu adanse
obi si me de cholesterol sa de body e na aba mi nipadua ma ba di atenase wadro ye victory garlic mixture se wunya victory ni no ma cholesterol no se ne ne e density bia no victory be yi ni nyina afi nipadua no odofo wo pedia to anama ne 024 25 45 633 024 25 45 633 and now 020 129 3280 020 129 3280 a victory mkunimdie ne ade brem.
Water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. Natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
I'm Makwaba live on TVSYZ and I feel power 97.9 FM. Yeah, inside politics, Jumedi and we are so Yatina Sena and some of the Ego or Minuno. Yeah, they said yes, send a fata, said you want to bet me at Tia, now do I join Beboa na and Koma, a coso minum, na Bibia, Yatri Adri, Miachi or Mine Gun and Wafan and Tima Pebi, Eddie Fra. Wait me join here live on Facebook at Power 979 FM, which showing in Abumwa, who say Jumedi, we live and valid na afi won so adwinchire bi awo no watimi abomode aba na ode ababesma na say TVSYZ and also Facebook name mo ko YouTube XYZ broadcasting na watimi ahwe dwumadi bi medi de enke obrempon the grassroots president sabedi yenko power specialist herbal hospital for ho abusia yare wa hodo na eba na baba ye krankro na baba tena nipa bra boso but say ye na wu hospital ko a wo de wani be kira enya de a yare be ka so da mama doctor kwaba na afi enne nsema hodo no mfenso ye powerful bibi abokode ede nyankopon ase ene so be so wa sign brony line egu ho ensem
ba shop ni nyina ba
mu ni nyina ba ha ne mu dia ba du ane te ne obia o ye gara bi benya na yare sa okay Ghana for wo mu ti wo mu hwe wene then now power especially Seba hospital for mo wa mo de sumom
me da se abusia ya mu akwa ba power tambre eni power specialist herbal hospital ya den chef ya Dr. Panyia oda hospital no doctor akosia adu aya ho de mo bibia ojebre na ohwe power time de bia nsem nyina ne se adansidie papa nkrofo di fa power ho TV so radio so internet ene bia hodo no won so be ka adansidie for no bi power specialist herbal hospital dodo na fa yen last stop you kuma se won crime ena ye water cry de kuma se ofeyase ye ni Jasper free station di nhwe ni mu wo aputoja kontra se kwan ne so Lake Road ena ye wo akra wo kwa benya ACP kwanso ne block factory no edi enhwem na fi takrade wo Anaje Estate Customs Road yani single washing bay no so di enhwem mu ye numbers edi adwuma na ye miensa famu bia ne fra ye wo fra branch na eben no ne ama direction ba ho na wa beje virus numbers ne 0555 79 78 78 0200 38 3831 and 0244 54 4422 Monday to Saturdays and the day Sunday penny da enfanya even holidays ye juma or your branches in Antiba bia any idea bia how I would anante ache watching chinia and you so yadi we de no do ko wom sentini so abamobu waba hoka abre misro baby ba ko pese so do ani kire baby a wokwa obenya yaresa baby a yanka sabadu yade we de ya manage di amount power specialist herbal hospital edini ya ba ko pe power specialist herbal hospital oba lab papa bi a uhia se ma ye do be ye di information show mu so uhia se ma ye scan uhia se ma ye x-ray bibi bere se ma wo ye ni hu de ekoso di period me be ye ansa ne de do account da bia me kasa power ye treat just symptoms. Yes, I can saw Johnson Tentam yes there be Johnson Tentam the best diabetes name would no. Ubi Johnson Tentam need any diabetes, Ubi Johnson Tentam need any prostate, Ubi the bladder that's a cystitis. Ubi cry untreated infection. Be a urethra now kidneys and this are how naba. To be make sure and near me better symptoms nabano. Be signing money na. Enti ye baby and ye tackle the cause of symptoms no. Utina pile no idea na ma utina pile. Obi dey ya malaria, obi dey ya typhoid, wo hani dey ni BP na osoro, we cry on my severe constipation, bia moja so ate, stress cry better multiply. Enti upa, ye bet make sure say, ade adu ti paye na aba no, saa ade no na ye hwehwe. Ni attack the course no tu ade no ase ama ho atɔ. Nyame adum ti umfa ya de ma power specialist about hospital. Na won sa fa nko de berada. Ye bom paye na ye hwehwe ni padua mu se we na ekoso a ye de amanu so pure herbal ebe ka won ye de tu ya de no ase ama ho atɔ. Enen de di kan a wo hwe power time. What test hepatitis B positive. Tie yade we yade bia bodi ni pe edi ba ko pe bo obi adwene mu power specialist hospital. Any doctor akosua aduaya. Baby a ye wo hepatitis B aduro tie ni ye. Nya baby a bekwa akotena beka se so de amount. Nya baby a bekwa akotena beka se yade we de ya manage de amount. Enya baby a bebu maka cho se yade we de ni aduro. Me se baby a wo ba hepatitis B be furu mojam e be ko negative. Baby a ye wo aduro e de say yade we etu ase. Baby a ye wo dansidie. Baby a yaje award Ghana any amono ne say hepatitis B yade no yetimi ko afiri ni paduan ko mojam negative. A power specialist herbal hospital. Idini ya krope power specialist herbal hospital. any doctor koso dua ya nyankopon ama maame no hamanu a yesa hepatitis B yade no ema no call negative obana aka so yade na yesa fiti apane am woduro ye beye profile na confirm say ampa yare na wo ho said ya wo ka no beye liver function test beye viral load count wan ka so bo hu na modo obogya no mu unu waduro no kakra kwa ni besa mo ye bi bo hu be asorte kodu na na mo ni da so hwe nkono se ba bi oba no oba the right place na me yadom na ko bi no say target no detected anasa a negative ya mfa no saa ye besa ye profile na confirm say ampa emo na ba kokra nye dai eni mogya no mu enti power ya kase atutu ma no ko negative a negative baby a be kokwa lab bia no a negative power specialist eba hospital yana otenka sa onfe no onfe ayewo yewo chika se mututu ya de kakra bi na wabre bebia firi se hit bi oni pedua no mu yana honam hyehyew honam kekaw utumi titi ho sa na honam nyina twetwa de dikitoa bi na yefuna ayekutu misraw hepatitis B ni signs and symptoms ni bi no to me kabra ya hwehwe omogya no mu yanya lab enhwe se yade no bu omogya mu a yensaw yade entu ase ma ho ntimi ntɔ yade wa kuni pa bebre obi mpeso beti din senjisa kuni maami kuni papa kuni nua bi kuni dofo bi ana nkodidi ma ne bidie entena homa hepatitis B yade ne nku obra power specialist about hospital any doctor koso do yade adura ba yade sa yade we etu ase wako yes scan wako hospital yes o fatty liver o liver enlargement o liver cirrhosis jasa brabo no srade ada ho se twom obrabo na honhono ayekase ayedenden wani aye very yellow yesonya jaundice wuna pedua nyina wa ya hoya wo Johnson ne tesa leptin na se cook mesro liver ye papa ene hwe TV ni so a de ewo form no ehone ya smooth kama ba so he de wo soro no a aye gon aye futu aye kutu aye den chesa yade ewo yenum yenu ntina power specialist hospital doctor koso do ya de do bia be fe na do ya liver care ebe tu liver na yade na se ebe hili liver no ebe pepa fact no ebe ma dia honhono no nyina atwetwe okoko ya wo ya bo chikasemu ya wo ya hyehyew wo ya ho hwenye ye mesraw wo ya funa yekutu didi kitoa bi na ahye wo hia do ya liver care ebe bo se liver no ade amaw mesraw wo kidney stones ana wo kidney cells wo nasi nyina hya se tata umi ana atom wo sisi achi ya wo ya lower back ho amo severe waist pain kidney stone kidney cells and friend diagro bra power specialist hospital we are bema prostate na sha se ya basabasa wo Johnson na sha se ya basabasa watch man sana Johnson aba no ba man ya wo ya hyehyew wo Johnson ya tenka sa Johnson bi akam wo Johnson ya ni mogya akire misro betima ye prostate betima your blood and cystitis dia your kidneys betima your ureter na so urethra problem bi a wo hofa wo Johnson ho nsam no wo de abra ye mwa ntu ade no asema ho ntimi ntɔ wo ulcer wo chika sen mu hyehyew ayawo ya okoko ha ayawo ya utanya heartburns udidi na drainage jabo indigestion ya na oyefuna yekutu gastritis misro ye mo eye adua ya SK that is stomach care ebe kukuro ni nyina duodenal ulcer peptic ulcer ebe tuase ama ho timi atɔ ko kata so ntimi nda osotia na ete bra power specialist hospital nyamiadom say typhoid na ehaw say malaria na ehaw typhoid ye wo kala mister ya de bone ba ko a ebetimi am ya surgery emwo betimi atuatua onsunu no mu afa ko agya so mo se moja wo wadwen se yekoko ensu bia na nye koko na ya typhoid a sign 10 emfa ni agro kala mister ebetu typhoid na sama ho atɔ na say malaria dia a ene ya wo boa 2-3 days dua ya malamis ebe kunu nyina ebetum wani nyina afu nipadua ne moja ne mu plus bia da bia ebeboa ma so atimi anya wa hotɔ na so ko kete so ntimi na oso tia na ete edenda woni ma wontene de ya ma dua ya herbal tonic ebeboa sisi nipadua na ma ho atɔ wo wa ache okuku nyina yire setan wo na wi ahoro aye ne moja omu wakoma bo se kim wo home esoro problem bia wo chest ho say your heart say your lungs say your DNA ye ma eye cough ke herbal mixture ye friend chest cough problem bia wo chest ho de bi to ase ama nso so atimi anya hotɔ wakoma no bebo bɔkɔ ama nso so atimi atena yie no ani atimi agye jiri ka jiri the dinner when I'm say jaw wom me vitality no be me bi o emre won pamu no ye ma ojiri kajiri herbal mixture they say ye the herbal mixture immune system booster no e ka ho ma ode a they say wa na wokro ba bia wudi amount enu oni mu nyina food and drugs authority register jatum e de amai ba bia ton hebado bia kwa benya no nyina bi ho no ato mesro kompo e hye omunim goiter yemfa se kanka be mu odu e be nan ni nyina afiri ho be ma betimi abotai oba betimi ayukomu ama so hu sesie atimi aye kama awarefo matena for 12 months awone mai mesro yade gisa muwa na majimi se munya nwoye nemo se matena for 12 months mako bibia raw na awo no my dear ebetimi afiri bema no ebetimi afiri oba no ebi oba no fibroid ebi ovarian cyst ebi esophagitis inflammation of the fallopian tubes ni nyina na betimi esi awo no kwan mema be bronzo so low sperm count but yes semen analysis but you can who so ni mu no na sperm bakokra no oni bi enso sa awo no my the problem no mama mesro baby amu obi amu bi no nyina mrane nhwe be ha no power baby say nya no Ghana ha de bi nso so mo no gentimi nie peye kokere so ni gusu say ya na ade ache hutube jonso sa wa ha so tia na ete mesro wa kuma da bo kim no bra bo ha behwe ni bi pide ne nam soro be say 240 220 anya sam keto betimi akun betimi atwa hwefom mesro tumri kabra ba fira adwuma ba na honam nyina tutu honam nyina ya uya fitani uya kapentani wakoboda de sa mesro pe wo mo te bidware na fa yankun no adwa ya ointment ni bi fa twetwe honam ne da beda kama de be kina ho oden mesro ya de bia teto ayantimi anka ho asam ukotodwe ho na ho no yesi nsuo ginim no akotwe na asa ho ne be kyekira ma 2-3 times e be twetwe ama ho atimi ato bone fracture dompani mo bu pain ye bone specialist e be kase ni adache no emfa ha obia emro mesro ya de bia tena wo so ache wo de anante abre wo ho kasa baby ba ko pe awokwa benya yaresa eye power specialist herbal hospital ya gia word Ghana eni amonone baby a obi a ye to nsa fro say fa ya de ne bra wona wo di adanse ne doso wona wo UK US edi no send o nya sam ketoa edi so wo Ghana hana yare etete odi a baby ba ko pa ye kan fo amount eye power specialist herbal hospital mesia wo kumase won crime and a water cry. Kuma se ofe yase yani Jasper Flint Station di hwani mu wo aputo ja kontra so kwan so Lake Road and wo akra wo kwabenya ACP kwan so block factory no edi enhwani mu takra de wo Anaje Estate Customs Road and single washing bay no edi hwani mu frey 0555 797878 0200 38 31 and 0244544422 Monday to Saturdays and the day Sunday pre and the day even holidays yeah juma or your branches in you Miss already na me chair Director General of Prisons Mrs. Patience Bafo Bonnie on the Chief Superintendent of Prisons Esther Etuahene nyame nhram nyame adoma da sene sabre yanso ye de apom de hon sam no ebesan abro
Gentle Power Specialist Herbal Hospital. Woman wo kwan yo betimi afa so na wo maje wo nkwa ana wo mbebo ho de ru edema no. Obani ye da se na nyumre yi so nsemopa ni nupa Power Specialist Herbal Hospital for wa eji Ghana fo nkwa edi apomuden ba na fe wonso wati nya hoden asori akọ onwuma so de biara da akwaba no ana Power Specialist Herbal Hospital wo mo de ebedom wo no aha power 97.9 FM live on TV XYZ inside politics jumedie ana ebuso etwegu ede amamo na enyumre midi de enka obrenpon the grassroots president yet to jumedie no so ha na fe ye de amamo de a mamenkai mo se be bia ba ko a opese wanije se ope be bia dam wasomo adwo ope serene environment na wankasa ana woni abusuafo woni mfefo woni adwumayemfo mo ko ba bi akwa jema home weekend bi holiday bi na etimi a ba bi am betimi akoye mo conference kra ana mo wedding eye party we ba cho Safari Valley Eco Resort ewo okuapem eye edukroma kuapem ene okugwa kuapem edan wa ho ana Safari Valley Eco Resort ebusia so obo modern na se wokopie ho a eho efe yie pa environment no so efe very clean and neat na dwumadie bia obedi ho no so no utimi se wasumdo ma hotimi to omo Mambe Lake a obekọ na boat ketu abi sisu betimi ne ye wo yire wana ho kani na mote so na mudi nkomo omo ozu a emo eho nye harmful eno betimi anem na emo ano so ne nam ho chese eho efe yie pa eho ya ahomka nti bomoden na wedding we yie wo party dwumadie bia pese odi wanso koje wa home kra no a me ba chofo ni che Safari Valley Eco Resort eho efe yie na wangasa ko ho ba obekasa mpobempon me kan ye wo birthday parties wo hye no ho a wo be mu atitirifo ne abenchimfo betimi aba na magemani ewo honom se de me kan no mo wo eye edukrom akuapem ne okubu akuapem patem se wo ko down wa wo mo wo honom kama bo modern na fresh number we wo mo beje so na nchimu aka bia no wo mo de asomo na afi watimi akọ honom 0596 914 394 0596-914-394 and now visit their website www.safarivalleyresort.com www.safarivalleyresort.com na fi wo mo de ma na baby a wo hwehwe na wo de aye party wo de aye waye ana wangasa one weekend wo pe baby na wakwa kojojo ho ne abusua no me ba che wo ko ho a enya de a wo be no ho da ma men kai wo se eye Divine Hope Herbal Center womo ene ye wotwea aduro no wotwea powder na wo de gu nsuo mu a wo ye won water kakra na wawo so no me ya advert ye say the Francis esere edi ni nsem bebre di ama no wo de gu nsuo mu a wo ye won water wo se wawo so ni sei na wanum wo ni sie no mu abusua esa ya de wa bebre ma be ma wutimi gina wo na so ma wo ye be ma mu nti wotwea heba eye powder no eye very effective for waist pain both men and women afi pass koko obi akoko afifire wo wonum de bebo wa afi sexual weakness eye low libido and stroke ulcer menstrual disorder sayar wa hodo nyina no eye otwea heba powder etimi boa eyi ni firi wo kra ma otimi nya hoden ebo obra no ewa anigye mu ekọ bada bia se de mekan no wote ba akọ no a unya warm water na de gumu na wo so no kakra bi se ya guna no anu nyina at once na afi etimi aboa na akwa kodi dwumadie papa bi o nipadie na etimi aboa wo na edani nyina se ya no pa se ya wia se ya nyime se ya najo me ba cho wonu madro ya ebe ye wo bra wodidi awie na afi bibia etimi akoka ma de ama wo pende do atu a ko Gapsin Pharmacy eno wo ko fodia afi Cap Heba ewo sunyane House of Drugs wa Shaman Boachi Ansan wo Cape Coast na na Boachi Heba wo Tema ana afi PK ewo PK Gombila ewo Temale PK Gombila Temale yes PK Gombila Temale e won so sabetimi aka otwea heba eye powder ni bi heba shots bi e ben wo eno so wure ma won sabetimi aka bi na mo pendo do atu dia bo modern fresh number si won beje osi na afi wo metimi ma won bi atu 0591 565 557 0591 565 557 and 0550 639 037 0550 639 037 otwea heba powder o si o jan sewa wa obeba ebisa ye ko ne akwakwagi aboafo nkrato ye nya bape ye wompanifo akese mienu wa ha ye ne omo ba bedi nkomo enne dai dwumadie program wa ya hyehyɛ ne kama nsɛm wo ntwagu a wo so hia emuntremu list na nakosipoku ebaba beka yensa enne na wono executive director the ma good governance advocacy group Ghana womo executive director no Africa Simisa a communication team member the ma NDC amanyoko no ye dane ho aba ye ba beto adwumadi nso ma twa me ko bia
na ya obayi a oda forma so ne yafunu emunumuni
oh Mr. Entry also ya reya titi be benfie pi nanso ne yam nyono da se me kire onu ahodo amato a me hunu hwe a ebe ya nwanwa
menyi ni se what also tamfo hexa capsules any hexa mixture ya no mbom kotia also no bia ma no anom anka no ho to no dadaada also dro de eno any hexa capsules any hexa mixture
ankom ni nchiremu
also ye kura eto yafunu ene ensunu mu etuma wo yafunu ekeka wa wo je ho a enyi also etumi ema wo ye cheko ebra wadidi yi awie somehow ulcer there compare Hexa capsules and Hexa mixture nanum bom na ho abeto
Pedudu etua ko Okanshi drug lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takrade AA Mensa Anafre 02038228855 Apefo abatan ya woma won mofra nofo ene mofra woni mfiedu mienu enka ho Hexa capsules ene ne mixture
ulcer tamfo edie age edwadie nkrato yi atom.
Hi. Now let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa. Upon your arrival, you are introduced to a butler who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have here.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your world's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GA West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine. Every human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. Natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596-273-546 or 0596-273-547. This advert is FDA approved.
Obrebo eye edwumada. Ebwa eyam eduane. Ebwa eyi insa free ni peduanu. Na ebwa woni pedua ma etena ho yi. Nanso when we say niema a yedi na yenom tini ma brebo ye edwumaden sen pote.
Mehunda me brebo ye edwuma pa e bia se mitumi ye bibi bo me brebo
ani and wanting what the left it from the Moses Clinic we have our center about herbal food supplements we see pa the brebo ama e ye edwuma yi
na e ye edwuma
fatopa ye no anopa ne anwumre na eboa ma obrebo ye adwuma yi sene be ya e betimi anyam aduane awodi esiesi ni peduane mo enyi mo finsi yi
eno na me brebo kia pa
Ubenya Life Kid or pharmacy, herbal shops, ni supermarkets are ebeo.
sɛ wopɛ dodoɔ so to a frɛ 0244 06 8447 Liftkit boa wo brɛboɔ boa wo nipadua ɛduro yi ɛnyɛ ma apemfoɔ ɛma a ɛma ɔmomanofoɔ ne mmɔfoɔ a wɔnya mfeɛ dumien FDA agye dwadie krato yi atum
Yeah, we say I'm Sam Makwaba Bill Ediba live on TVSYZ and as well Power 97.9 FM. Yes, inside politics Jumedi na you see atena sena nsema hodo twego o man Ghana mu ade se na fata se yedi munche mu beba besomo na wonso temamuni wanya wonte ase niema ekoso o man no no eno na bibia na aboaboa no na fe ya pempani fo o makwadare se nsemu na emunchire mu ese na fata no wo matimi ede ababe som mididi enke obempon the grassroots president and metiakonya kese mu ede ma Mugabe Mase the capacity man ante bia na fe mpanifo ene dai ye ne mu ba bedi se adwumade awi ye mu nyina no ba kwadi kan ba betena se da eye Kasim Isa a member of the NDC communication team wa baba kan yensa wa before ye beko na ye ne o makwakwa hyase din koma hodo enei ewo ho no ma menkanfo ex natural mineral water FM abusie nsuo ye nsuo krojin a emiane nu ahodo e wo se nsuo nya na eye manipedua no abomu be ti wonum bia se wanyini se wusa se wo ye maame se wo ye papa be ba che wo ye busuan chemfa bo modern se won sabetimi akabi very clean wono mo ebetimi aboa wo yie pa bo modern na se nso se wo kom melcom anase shop bia e benwa ex natural mineral water wo hono mo a wo betimi atobi na occasion bia wo dia serve wase eye wedding birthday party wow party tese dwumadie bia nipa eba ne bebrebe no se wo pese nsuo ho benom no enda so na enye kaidu mu ma wo dia na ye ex natural mineral water na make am for dia ma se ewe wo di wani be kire shop bia mu melcom shop bia mu na won se timi akabi na wo dia kofi na woni abusuo ni nyina akɔkye no mafa se open dodo atu a bo modern friend number si on beje so na afi o metimi ama obi ato na so wetimi akwakoton age ho fa so de ogu botum number betimi afre o mo so 059 627 3546 059 627 3546 and 059 627 3547 059 627 3547 na fi wabo mode na won setimi aka ex natural mineral water bi na wanom na fi wonso no woni abusuafo ni nyina nuane nu amuhia ewo munipaduam na timi aboa enam nsuo so no ex natural mineral water timi abomode na wo de sanuane nu nyina e de asom no ye kona fe yakwakodi nkomo nemum mamenka o se Dr. Maxwell Boachi or your Council of State member our Western region. Me know say on the 1st of March, ID enemy 2026 and odini mami 1 year our Takwa Achempim one resident. So we Takwa Achempim now so called Palasco residents not to say Dr. Maxwell Boachi our your Council of State member our Western region. Eho ana nyame on the 1st of March. Wodini mami 1 year of fraud of 4 nyina se momra mejam oba o black and white ata no wa hye ne kama na afi watimi die di ne mami 1 year no na bibia timi aye kama nti doc nyame adom a on the 1st of March nyina beba beta wachi e wo takwa chempem wo bra wodi mami 1 year no na bibiara etimi aye kama ebisa mami Kasim Isa Akwaba na afi enedai nkomo ahodo a ya hyehye wo inside politics jumedie yen hyase ni enfan hyehye so Kasim Akwaba na o want to say
Yamiadom
bibi aboko
Yamiadom
this is inshia wa hu
inshia
aben be in the last in Kasim where did this
we did pa on
okay see Kasim want me
yehuzo
oh yeah sure
yehuzo hwenkoye
hey Kasim
hwenkoye menya
eni anu ya yedin
anu ayedin pa nyesa anu ayedin anu ayedin ankasa
ebeba
ba nyame wo
ebeba isa madoso isa ndisi madoso
se party no are attractive
yes
yeah wo opposition no kwa for bebre hu say the way our MPP kono ne de ombegu on man until we had a lot of people a lot of supporters, sponsors. So me and minim say eden afine aba kakra bia benyane de.
Sa pepe penalty.
Me chia me constituency chairman setini ato.
Okay.
Na machia me MP Honorable Ayiku. Na machia me indefectible MC. Yes, Honorable Israel Ochema. Abranten Oboijumapa. Yeah, he's a very humble young man.
Nice one.
Who is making the NDC proud in their constituency.
Okay.
Mechia ward coordinators nina wale jokuku na masancha all NDC executives, branch executives nina wale jokuku. Na maka chom say Nyankopon shira omne edwumaden a omoye ma NDC in 2024. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I say yema Jomama the second highest vote in Greater Accra. Okay. We did a very good work, and in fact, every day and night you see people walking up and down. So I will continue to say thank you to the Jokuku people. Namakachom say Juma Bibriwe ni ma say
very well. Your Excellency, Kasim there last year 2024 if you hana no da no kreni no ka say bibi nko ndem ma bibi nko because bibi nko Your Excellency wa ba adwuma na anaje efe Kasim no waba ewia no ginam anopa no gina ha ni nyina na wo hwe sese nkonimdie kase e ba so 2024 no ebeba enti me hwe na fono no na me yin so didi ba Kasim menti den from ana agbafa ho chese ye ni wafo nyina
ya ahoto keke peace of mind na aba enye enjoyment peace of mind no keke
so far NDC aban a woka ho bi aba betena banyam afi ba ko ne akire ni so far ye de make to bi di ho nkoma say na hunu amembo no
me say me da wasi na mada ompanyifo a oni ambo ha nyina ase na mada ye chief of staff Honorable Julius Debra Nyakopon shira baby a wo bia me say yes NDC by over 1 year now. Me say a month.
1 year.
1 year when a month.
Yeah. 13 months.
Yes.
Yes.
Nyamencha Ghana for nyina be dia dance say. Ampa reset agenda na Jomama na o kan nyina no. Ghana for nyina hu sese. Because omaya na inflation call ya up to 57%.
Yes.
Not less than a year. Now above 3.5. Ultimu say yes. And Nkwa alone should tell you that something is happening.
Okay.
The country is being reset. We share the way now a man for governance in Ankasano. Your mama they are back to the doorstep of ordinary Ghanaian. Sometimes your mama yenema be cried and people are asking say, is this the same presidency na Akunyana na Akufo-Addo Tisono? Is it the same Akunyana Papa Wetisono na Akunya Fufuro? Because Papa is so humble and so a year actually say wama governance na democracy no wama democracy aye de e wo kromu ha.
As I simple cry.
Exactly.
Okay.
Uhwe there wo president bi ababi obeko bia no V8 edine na kunwa enam ebi obeko papa we ono baby obeko bia in fact man the plastic chair kro betina so obi a sebi okoni pemu a otwi phone say o pese o twa na o ba say o pese o ne twa selfie kra no ankasa ji phone no we gina no we twa no the amount and all those things. In fact urban governance urban corruption ebesi nde yenya one factual corruption allegation against any appointee.
Okay.
Yanum ye ni ombe bia just to have something to say, but because the people of Ghana are seeing the transparency and the kind of governance His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Orane. Share recruitment here. It is unfortunate say at the beginning your friend for KK ma say nipa 6 years me mo busu an 4 year and then you say me call me yaw aside apart from that no necessary anka necessary aban no nye no fact aban extend recruitment placement to omunyina obia family members say omufo obi mbra embegina omane so they were replaced and whatever the government was supposed to do in terms of the funeral arrangement and then the burial
okay.
So nipa de den sebi owo de eda homa nyina ye nimba bia ye bekwa ko shia ye so some of the things be jama nyame. But the president or the government as a whole no any appointees no in terms of governance no omo ya dia papa.
Very well.
The only problem here one is omo hwe party for nso kakra appointees. They be ameka say your mama cannot come and solve any branch chairman's position and our constituency chairman position. No. Governance in your structure in a hierarchy form. So if we have na baha, if we top, I want to be that lower. Ntino yebesre or the power no ashare a binum insa. The ministers, the CEOs,
the
MDs. Yes, Remo. Winning now you win 2024 no. Yes, SSA for listen to party people and then help them. The about radio, TV no. The complaints we are getting is from known party people as Sebi or my Juma. You saw them, you work with them, you gave them assignments in your maniama. Some more the way Mukasano and yet Tiabesre. I continue to say, Yambo say, oh, MPP ni anobi neutral. Stand not so na se opo bia manako ye adwuma na mawa. Sa neutral person, he won't be there. Omo awu so omo let them enjoy first. Yebo krom ha na Ghana ambassador to South Africa and MPP. Okache enyina say enyina ye Ghanaians, but some are more Ghanaians than others. All because now or akosi say the MPP for who he saying any other Ghanaian. That is not what we are preaching. But near can say more every appointee, more kai baby are free. The kind of struggle, the kind of things people have to go through. And sana ya bedru baby I bedru. Papa nyina no, masa oye papa ni nyina echire MPP. Ombeba be 40 years time. Omoba they won't forget. Because 40 years time omo nyamba. Because near dankwa buzi aye. Onim sa Akufo Dubai obey the same thing.
Oh sir.
Yes. Omo they when they come they read their history.
Okay.
They don't go by campaign promises.
Exactly.
Into every MPP president be of Barbiano or yana been say or history dan kwabonzia dombo tradition no. What they believe in, how they use power in their country, what they use power for.
Okay.
Then they replicate the same thing. And you know, mumma yambwa a party for na yam the power. Let's give them the hope. Let's give them the joy to continue to follow our party because enya easy to fight MPP in this 2024. Let's they were giving money, giving goodies, but our people stood firm.
Yes.
And NDC no call say no matter what we are for the NDC, and they did it.
Okay. Very well, Kasim. Very well. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, after 2025, and some individuals and groups be at the petition, by 10, eco presidency, emu 7, na say the electoral commissioner, Jane Mensah Adukwe, together with her 2 deputies, Bosman Asari, and Samotete, na say, Anka Omampeni John Dramani Mahama, Enshe, and ye may be Akoso. Na anka wonyina so na wonfa enyim panifo yedi ana me ense wo mu so patch say special prosecutor ye ono so ye mpamo na vise na adwuma enso ni me na wo de ka say petition ko ka Mampani John Dramani Mahama nsa no ano asade emra kire no wono so ma so no de ma the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana Justice Paul Bafo ni say wo mu nko nya say nsemi mu na say wo mu nya evidence wo mu nya nyina so wo mu a na afọ omehu anamo mbetu ena de amene wo de ka say about the toga say the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana akọ Mampani John Dramani Mahama ho aka kire no atwere gu nkrata so say ensemu a Ghana fo bi a omoye individuals and as groups and the coordinate president senk won hwe nyina so no fem pamo the electoral commission and the 2 deputies and the special prosecutor no enso bi anyinem wo mo hwe ensem no enso bi anyinem ti sadie sabre die sa asem no wa batu egu anya de begina bio sensemi uso musan Kasim
yo menua medase election ewo Ghana ha sei no ye mu binum ya de chire ache from Afarijan time ABC ende na NDC as a party no sometimes ye name bi na ya hwa discourage the base in a way asem we by 50 we are number 12 o'clock me like the calls, the messages, even quite for threatening, mo say na mo be mo there mo a lot of complaints, a lot of threats. In fact, complaints are too much.
Okay.
Onim, meno, SSA, how the petition and crowdfunding call.
Yes.
We need to know
in some way.
Because in some binumu say those stories and those facts you cannot say you cannot wash away those facts in Crawford. They need to go
very well. You petition here and you in some way woman here and in some way woman there be a say cannot be a can who wasn't can woman to me a year mono be a daddy.
Mbebo mi nupe.
Okay.
Hwe ye wo krom ha aya was west wo gone. Issue e bae. Almost 30 committee. Videos e wo ho. In fact, police for ni BNI ni national security for mo ko ho nyina no e confirm me a lot of things. Jimesa. Yes.
Yeah, Jimesa.
Yes. Or say onono she yankoso. This were her words. Or say, oh no, he didn't see any violations. He went and conducted the election. Say any violations and violence because it is up to the security people. But or no as electoral commission, but ye say ye koto aba. Electoral Commission presiding officer or polling station, you have some powers. Sebi agents for kwa omuye ade enya. You have the right to call security to sack them, or even you can sack them from the polling station.
Okay.
You have some powers within that police station as Electoral Commission presiding officer. Eye mo wan say mama we say niema e course wa etutu ni niema nyina no ne agent ana EC presiding officer no wo ho say returning officer no o say o need to me bia obetimi di at least or so wa tro ne course na mama we hu say oh I am pa
there was some engine na police for ho no say you say security adwuma ntia de ntina manko security no mo a wo mo boban no say wo mo kwakwaji sa report we dey free mo na afi na mo pese nkono nka bi
no sa same sia yeti hey say sebi eto atwa ha na say obi ewu a when they come they will invite everybody
obi owa bia
yes obi abecho on statement
okay
into no nesi ye no national security for call ye BNI for call ye in fact Ghana Police Service call ye abano kra Minister of Interior or say whoever or no so could be Electoral Commission you in fact you are the major stakeholder in this case. You two you are supposed to go. O statement ben na presiding officer statement ben or Troy.
Okay.
Statement or Troy no you the Electoral Commissioner Jimensa are you saying say one kind and are you saying say or no statement ani pa no Troy no say nothing happened, but MPP for supporting this story. That is the strategy of MPP. Omo say mamino bibia na ebiabe ha mamino pe no ma find a way to get him off. No mo ankasa ba begina ho then they will be defending her. Okay, petition 2020 petition e ko. Ono aso affidavit say time no so a obeba be den aba be gina no. Emma Chatuchika takwa cross examine obisa na say mo ka kire no say maame no say obeba nti asem obebisa no maame no ba docket ni mu a for cross examination no we bisa na asem no every time I say so oba there no ye also on baby and all of them everybody supported that woman that actions the same thing omo ye no so bibia maame no baby at that time the government of the day. In fact, at the point, people were even saying say they can no longer differentiate between the MPP and then the Electoral Commission, because as an Electoral Commission saying be about omukwan fast statement in buy no MPP for can amom. Intino maame no I was always we gone saa de na esi ye no kwano implicate maame no
eno nkoa betimi ayade a ebi asanke competition we betimi ayi ebeba ho kwanse yin na
elsewhere no anka saa de no kwesi anka maame no ese anka resign anka krobi so a anka ese maame no saa de na esi ye no anka ese resign, because saa de na esi anka ese maame no otimi call off the entire election anka ese say NDC for na anka say yen anka ese maame no omunka say election ye biom because of
violence.
Yes, no be who say you are really a national person and I want to take a national position,
an independent body.
Yes,
okay,
but omade no koso at the full glare of what has happened still mama no mas adunu, so he's part, she's part of what happened. I can say at least the woman should be responsible for sanya koso. Second issue,
okay,
Techiman South, broad daylight. In fact,
got to about 2020 now.
Good. Now a two. In fact, more declare something that is not there. If we be police station what they are called obi fie and baby for could declare our parties no agents any who be Ghana force no way. Ye dimochi this whom near be koso. Soldier for police for me, I don't want to say soldier for an police. MPP tax. Marshal uniform.
Okay.
FA2, and they were just shooting in the crowd to say sebi omoya hunters. When you now call Emma elect at least BBC Koswa, you the presiding officer and can say no, I can't declare this because I mean if there is nothing to hide or there was nothing to hide. Why all those things to the extent say you are protecting her to the extent say people unarmed civilians are almost demanding for accountability. Say transparency should work. Then na issue to nipa one. So at least I don't know. They should have even stopped the whole thing. Said oh, no. The president MPP ST no say I'm showing here. NDC cast on also be because say Omama Yati says look. BBC na say who minister obakra who MPP ni oba who MPP MP na say obakra me metim abowasum I can metim yes metim the bibi ahwe na maka say na menim say who MP. Look at what happened to Sam George. And if rap somewhere ebe boss Sam George assume say or no nimsa am my friend or mu coaching say onko ka say onimsa Sam George kwa a member of parliament oh hu numpo da and then on I'm free share ade ankofo ye for nothing. Can you imagine say election say call so East by election na MPP 4 BB na KKKK na NDC 4 yanso security men yanso ashomo ntade no mo so mo de to pam at the end of the day nothing happens. Can you imagine the kind of Ghana will all be so MPP nyama MPP 4 with the support from the Electoral Commission. Because Electoral Commission never appear nationalistic and patriotic. Anything they did was just supporting MPP. MPP also supported them in their agenda.
So to you, Lydia, the violence about our bathroom.
Yes.
And only idea we hear one wasn't no crack a car.
Yes.
General public. I wasn't getting dinner so not a petition anymore and getting dinner.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now yes untimi nka nje me say nema just say yentima establish any prima facie. These ones are public records. There are others in fact audit kwa omuye Electoral Commission kwa. That's what I'm saying say I don't know the details of the way but sir insiders of Electoral Commission a petition they know what happened there, they know what is going on. Now say Yabeka Chain say there's no any prima facie on the matter there. Alabraka, but I know after tomorrow, I'm aware there are petitions because look,
I'm going for a petition.
Yes,
President Bill.
Yes, because Nyama also under allow Jimesa to be there. Well, try the next election, it will be bloody because Nyama akoso our people are still going disables.
Sana yaba beto aba NDC for mo kan ye ana jemensa onko de oye no emfata ense ye to abawie 2024 bibia ye koma NDC for ewi ni ye enye sense ni bia na kasi washa ase kan se wankwa the next election it will be bloody.
Yes, and the American say wa supervise neme bi ama akoso when timi anya hwe when timi anya in fact statement ko obeka they are condemning Saden kwa she never issued any statement to condemn whatever happened anytime bia violence assembly a nkrofo mba ewu kwa no video bi that video bi kwa was as some and maybe some elderly woman interview and I say inti adukwa mensa nto pache say aside politics no onu na tafu kwa ya bonu tu oku na sebi okura on can be ana. So you realize that the way amame no ni poster and the way MPP ni na MPP for ni ye no clearly no emaye hu say no she is part of a grand scheme just omo planning omo ye into taking her out of this issue. It is neither here nor there. And up to now, near me, Yampon say, up to now, Krano, even aside the electoral commission, and there one thing I am NDC are by home. Meaning say yes, in some doors, MPP, I never be brave. But never be one ma a fast track. Committees at Natanasi, never be brave, Akuko so reports about most of the things. At least, if for nothing at all, work with those reports, those committees report, implement them. See, but say they are still there. Nothing has happened to them. But look at what happened. So here, after Jimesa, at a point, can you imagine the third one? Whole electoral commissioner, say a political party is a threat to Ghana's democracy. This one alone.
Did he say that?
Bossman, sorry.
Okay.
But he's part of the people I am.
The deputy,
deputy
commissioner.
Yes.
Was it party?
NDC is a threat to Ghana's democracy. This alone, Abba. You can imagine say ye omofi ho. Ana petition ako through. Ama ye omofi ho. Na NDC appointee no NDC, sorry. Now His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic, were appointing new electoral commissioners. Now one of them, Ebien Anokase, MPP is a threat to Ghana's democracy. Imagine what would have happened. This MPP for imagine. Omabo Kronukra ya inviting the power Yokukra parliamentarians to meet Jar Parliament. Ebe Daka Kwemu Wahase, knowing very well that the person has committed a crime. Now electoral commissioner Ebien Anokase MPP is a threat to Ghana's democracy. And Nakambana 2020 Dombaka Sabana Yento. Assembly they see ya or mutual letters echo all the embassies in Ghana here. Last year there was an issue like this.
I think Omuchi won't to me now.
There be talk on issue. They wrote letters to all the high commissioners in Ghana or the embassies in Ghana here.
The diplomats.
The diplomat. What was the sense in it? Because they feel say Niamoyano it is going against the NDC government. And now decision I are taking omo woman organizer ye yi na efi hon as chief justice hwe anka NDC time na saa de ni see ya amena anka 2020 election MPP anka omo make sure say abano ye nto with that they are 88 man I'm telling you they can do it. So say yen and there say even that particular statement anka if it was part of the petitioner, that's why I'm saying say me the content, but I'm still being yes.
Ebi anke no so kwa.
Saka wemu ka hu pa.
Wo synchro side petition for Froko no. What the petition ni be kan wana.
Me lawyer ba kwa kasa from. I don't want to mention the institution this morning on it. And I think I'll meet him on Friday.
Okay.
We are planning. I'm planning something because I mean this cannot go like that. Yeah, teacher of mine. Yes, reset. Resetting doesn't mean say oh let's forget about the wrongs. We are correcting the wrongs and also continuing to do the right thing.
Okay.
It's simple.
Okay.
Over correcting wrong now, that will give you the basis to now tell those in government now. Say, look, going forward, you to go on this tangent. But if waja ne ya twem waja honum and you want to correct and then that is not reset. But the reset that I know His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is pursuing is to correct intina will be audit investigations into a lot of previous issues. Senebeya, it will guide us. But the problem is how we are implementing the report, how things are turning out. It is giving the morale of our base is becoming very low.
Okay.
More so, most of the people, I'm telling you, say Ghanaians voted. A lot of them voted for the NDC because of the poster of MP G Mensa. The poster was so your program be quite say Osia those time Osia John Mama na I say look at the way
president.
Yeah, those time. I mean, look at the body language and the way Bibiaba
and the body language
like snobbish. Like yeah, the body language say sorry. IPAC meeting. I said you could say I didn't know was when I said chama party chama was say I didn't know. Meanwhile mami no Ekwadonko Shansama no okikan honum, but they were cool with her. In fact last minute tama this voter register yan fufro audit register na issues by life you cry in fact introduction keka microphone Ekwadonko. Look at what she was saying there, attacking John Mama and the NDC in IPAC. Meanwhile, that wasn't the agenda, but G Mensa allowed her to rant and do all those things because it was going against NDC and John Mama. But I said just a smile and in fact so to be about you do not have that right to talk. Say why is he laughing? And also I can do my own.
Okay.
So you realize the woman and her deputies they took a position. Even MPP communicators were made commissioners. And the
videos communicators.
Yes, communicator. This guy, he was part of the commissioners. Even granny videos, call radio, were all there. But at the end of the day, issue of Mudiba, defense of Mudiba, and he said, no, and you announcing results, and you know occolating results. Therefore, he being there will not have any direct impact on the outcome of the election. But we are saying, sir, so granted, and then say me fan say vacancy abeda ho na say ya appointee me fan say Madi and now ya appointee your national chairman and any of the NDC and I'm to go there. Won't they go and bring back my NDC affiliated pictures and videos to prove? So if you are saying some of these things, internet say electoral commission they are neutral. Who per se that, who per se who yeah electoral commissioner, you don't do politics. So that when you are eventually nominated, nobody will have any issue of telling you say now. But this is somebody who did it. But we not going to serve as electoral commissioner. Look, me NDC say better nasi. Ama sa niema we akukoko because all the time then we want to be too holy. Look at what they did. Anytime MPP is in power, anytime they are in power, they make sure say bibi to affect our core. But yenyaba power, then we are doing Mr. Nice, Father for all. That spirit is still there. We have to make sure Ghanaians give us the power to work. Ghanaians give us the power to correct the wrongs. Nobody, including even blind and dumb people, know that G Mensa shouldn't be there as electoral commissioner.
Very well. Yes, sure. Asemi ayekaya. Ekasi eyembra ane wo mai mu ayede ye bibia. Anything a petition you kan mampanisa or the Chief Justice. We are talking about the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. Justice Probably ayede sa petition si. A man say won't go you na you see betimi enya say nsuo gina sense mi mu dia bana. Even though you mean the content of the various petitions the court president or referred to the Chief Justice. But with the public document or what that FJ Mensa so I also was going to say I can touch my south street here across see any near my was now. Do you think say even with those things, the Chief Justice wasn't fair to the petitioners? Our own petition or my penny John Dramani Mama said Bayanko Yisi and any deputies.
The Chief Justice wasn't fair to not only the petitioners but even the NDC party.
How?
Yes. If a whole NDC party, your national chairman and the national executives, including even the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we have organized a lot of press conferences. He has even talked about the Electoral Commission in the past, about the kind of things that are going on there and all. Yes. He's on record. The party Nankasanso, our current national chairman, Johnson Asedun Kitia, he's on record. He are organizing press conferences to prove. Dr. Rashid Tanko said, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. The petition, we need to, they have to make it possible.
What do you say? What do you say? All these things, and they are wait to the sense of the Electoral Commission. Because I am now, maybe or to was so family.
Prima facie, sometimes, what you say, I do sometimes discretion and I 50-50. But you allow the people to come and prove their case. When it goes to trial, the person or we will now see how the thing looks like. Sure. NDC, we have more, in fact, learned lawyers more than MPP. Just one person, Chachuti Kata alone, MPP Omuni ne caliber. From MPP, from President Kufuor Besi, Omo Gateman, Chachuti Kata alone is enough for them.
A ban lawyers, sir.
A ban lawyers.
Okay.
So you can't tell me, say, this petition. And the president, don't forget, president, and also lawyers. So you can't tell me, say, these issues will just go like that, and then all the petitioners will just go to a commissioner for oath. No matter what say. Then they will say, no. You lawyers sat down, gave them guidance how to go about it, and Nyama answer I didn't call it. So you can't tell me, say, the points raised in the petition may not meet the criteria for prima facie. No, no matter what, but that's what I'm saying. Sir, the chief justice has disappointed both the NDC national executives, the president himself, and all of us, because we all came out strongly against some of the infractions, some of the illegalities the woman was championing at the time, some of the bad things that was happening under them. All of us came out, and we saw at the point that we were even showing documents to prove. So if today they are telling us today, say, establish prima facie, then does it mean we were lying in opposition? That is the question. Does it mean we're lying?
That
is what has happened. We lied. That's what I'm saying. Another petition must go. Jimen's Abba. Charlie, a lot of things happened. Why was MPP protecting this man to the extent that what was he afraid of? What was the reason? And there we are coming to say, sir, I just hope and believe, sir, and then there may be no cause just to praise some people. But look, the law is the law. And the law.
Very well.
Whoever say MPP for 10 and no mafuma muma or munko.
Very well.
But I don't want this issue. I advocate say you talk on yes, and you we are. That is what some people are. Some of the things some people are saying, say it could be the reason, but I don't want to believe it. Say Nipano Wafuma, let it mumanunko, because we are always afraid of what people will say. What people will say. And this is better by taking decision. We are thinking about what people will say, but the law is there. The law is there. You are using the law to pursue an agenda.
Okay.
So if the law is on your side, what is your fear?
Very well, Kasim. See now the baby I would say petition What do you back on?
Media back.
Okay. Teaching justice in training.
Yes.
So petition never electoral commissioner now you. Okay, yan to yan komodie so. Be some few days in here say Ghana 24 womo eko Burkina Faso na woma kwakodi omudwa na woma nya terrorist attack ebi ni ma hwere omo nkwa ama enra de ya no the Ghana Armed Forces abomode yetimi abawure mu Burkina Faso na enipa be miensa na woma ka through this terrorist attack no womo eprepra ewo ho ma woma former bases ya ma womo wo 37 military hospital womo urgent treatment se be na womo ho betom going forward then na wodwene sesa adwadefo yi womo nye den na nhyehyɛ be na panifo mpengu kwam se de be ya akase sa atore nchemi ebi ntimi NCD wo bra Ghana for da bi omukoba yo adwadefo be bi omukotogo kofa niema yo se de omukobo Burkina nso kofa ebi nso ko Nigeria by road na the SCCA yi nhyehyɛ be na panifo mpengu wo ana adwadefo na nkasa mfam to omo so a sabre sa kwanhie yi a omukohie ebi ma hwere omo kwan ebi ntimi nsibio
yo say sa sema ekoi so mbema ebusuafo nyina omo mo hwere omo kwan mbema omo ebusuafo yakọ na omo so omo da so hospital no so me we show omo speedy recovery na yebo mpa ya mo say nyankopon ma omo ho ntom ya say sebi enye say ukowia enye say ukutu aban bi na egu but wa sorry say ukope wanu bibia akodi wa wedwuma wo ye say wo de wo dwadini wo be ko obi man so akoto niama na wo de aba wo man mu no akoton na say bi wa sorry akọ emanu sa journey no enya easy o
yeah
to get there alone now uti wo come from her to Kumasi kra you say you are tired
yes
uti viet mu kra so wa bre hwet ka say ya omutrim ediko the risk involved and all those the health issues involved and all those things na mami foi omutimi akọ tena ho edi omudwa so omode ba na emi nwa say this ECOWAS ye mra no I don't know what those ntina abinum NG ECOWAS yensem some people are even trying to move away and not break away because never be one ma it is just basic say issues
yes
it has nothing to do with other nationals from other countries no problem with your country deal with it in your country because woman no was soldier for omokuma omano omo internal security so omokuma omano so if you have any problem deal with it within your country but why do you extend it to other nationals is it
foreigners or mobile
exactly abedidwa enye say omo ye akronfo enye say omo abeye illegal business bi wo ho but wabeto no nyama ama wo kra wo man wanya ho bebi because obi ba oman mu obedidwa you the country now wabedidwa no ho no eboa so economy so I don't know why the people should go on that tangent but one many nyina no ne mbeka ne say eno so eye opener e ma nyina Ghana ye mpanyimfo moma ye so ye make sure say ye mwa na sa niema wenum no ntos keka no mu kwakoto are we saying that we don't have proper arable lands e Ghana ha ebetimi ado eyi e wo so we have but what is the problem and I'm say yentimi ndua bi wo hazi nti na omutimi mu ko honum akofa aba no na me catch obi say MPP be frame na o ye didi na me kan say anka doctor $12 million bi na ye de be si Palugu dam no ka ba mi a ndis kanu na omudu ko si ya anka ye nkofo de
mi edis ka bi
$12 million Palugu dam scan e wen enyo na ko tena radio so ka say 2020 ka say omo esi no so niwa hwe ni wonum nti scan e wen nipa no ko tena ka
bi ase bi omo de ato ba bi omo twen omo de ba be
omo ne hwe scan omo di omo di o ka say public accounts kwa ye bisa omo jira no say mobilization container penny si honum a whole project in $12 million container penny si Palugu dam site wa so anka ba Messi sa dam na anka there will be enough water because that is the major reason for the dam send be ya ye betime dua ye niama irrigation will be there 24/7 for our people to be able to grow whatever vegetables bia mo pe bia will grow there and that particular place in Ukra e be bagri dam ya fan crofo ni all those waters will be tapped and ka solve ni am bebre mako this can we about betna or na say bbc na say ejina ya adwuma wa fra me say MPP for NDC for
so see the evidence be any ho say ba o me diska ana say the scan can say bia wadi enti say wo ka say o makwa diska no na ayese they are because yentimi establish a fact be say sa $11.9 million for logo dam sikano wo madi
ya establish fact in their way Eco Public Accounts Committee all the people involved those who did the audit they came a question was thrown scan wahin how did you pay this money almost say bako say onim how omutu aska say na omutu aska no bako so say it was a mobilization fine mobilization no any day na mobilization ya the mouse can say niama wo hia say onfa ye djuma no wa onfa ko embabo awona ko site na ko start edjuma nti say am obi mobilization for edjuma na say site one yen do yempo na say we like nothing na be shen course so na say who vice president then yenim say who free enough so that project was his baby so Akufo-Addo suddenly I will never put it on Akufo-Addo because we all know say no about northern development in Sema because Bawumia was from the north omu jani nyina ma no and he was on radio TV in every baby about granting interview you bisa na Palugu Dama because journalists also know say sa we know it is a major project yeah in the north ebeboa so everywhere he goes omu bisa no ho asem ye bisa ho asem na say who say 2020 ye bisa say then he will signature project in the north also Palugu Dam bibia you okay then 2024 na say you say bisawa o say niama ne wo honum no afina mo draw afina drawing then clearly no it is you into no share the Bawumia cannot shift himself from that $12 million as himself. That is what pains me about our current Attorney General. I don't really know what is happening. And we are day in day out.
How would you know Sebia Ejishemu Ekomu Amasabe woman sabe be $11.9 million?
So he should come and tell us. He's in fact in Ghana history, he's one of the most affable and somebody who always want to give briefing on account of what things that he's doing. He should come and tell us what he has done about that Palugu issue. Because look, if we don't work on them, we shouldn't think about Ghanaians will forgive us in 2028. Because in some people, they were glaring, clear to the extent say MPP for Nankasa and in Semneba. So if Omudi Abana said we are unable to do anything about it, 2028, how can you go and tell the people that MPP was corrupt? No. Meanwhile, in the history of Ghana, MPP, the Oba power, Oba finding ways and means to jail NDC appointee. Share by yende yaba yentimi jeli obia ye de no kwakwasa sa nasa. So me all I will say is that Ghana is a free country. In fact, Ghana they yahunjo. You can imagine if that thing had happened in Nigeria citizens and Omako Burkina Faso anka obi hu anka by this time the whole Africa anka ejadem anka there won't be peace. Share intino I say
no enchre timemufo anampanifo wo kro no momani abre so mbebo timemufo hu ban wo bra obi nkro mato koye free kro no sa enibre na wo ka say Nigeria anka ebe hu no ana ni hu bi mfi Ghana.
Yes, yeah na me kan no no we are that type farmer nyame enyehwe yes we dem munya botre because ye leader odi enim no kra no he is that type on PKK share Nigeria for call yes skirmishes ewo Burkina Faso papa no chi ne omo soldiers omo the aircraft we call land here omo chi omo enye Ghana for Ghana do mama an ko pa cha US asem no na omo releasing microphone no man Nigeria. So it's like ya fasa peace no ato so to the extent say obi etimi na say Burkina Faso so omo be di dwa Ghana. So anka yenso ya ka say hey yenso ende ne because South Africa
and the same boy
you understand
obi funkum obi mfum
exactly intino ya besre eye enyina ya chichiri oman
okay
and ya chichiri the sub region those things and I will be kwa na yakobu no etwem nti ya besre say at the diplomatic level no the foreign affairs minister and then the presidency sa assemble mo be madwin ba mo say oh obia yinani efreso but you don't know what will happen again say bibisa sensi bioma wan hwa Ghana for be fan say oh na just say mo pese mo kire say mo de mo akonka mo hodo mo so mo de ba but don't also forget say ebinum so ni nam those say mo nam social media threatening those time and those time class boku issues by ebinum threatening Boko Haram ni so you see what some of these things can cause say maybe I work or threatening say we the Boko Haram by Ghana and Abema Boko and the people are just close to us. Unam now can kasan sem na. What are you saying? Omo feel say oh Ghana want us to come. Then they will come and do it. To come and do it. Yes, we have kasa yi. Na yan protect ye jadi for citizens.
Martin Medase Kasibisa NBC communication team member na otenenka wo inside politics jumedi so nkomo why was ye dey munchiremu etimi eba ne bebeso listoro nana kusi poko dodo na freni nepoku dodo na freni okumkom dodo say mama ne di ba kwa kam fuguna Wednesday fuguno say waji ambassador na boso a oya hwehwe a enyeyi ene waboblu pa ana shiny wom nepoku akwa na what to say why fe fugunu de woka womo produce ni nepoku and he say wo branch
akonya we so be chia menua Yakubu on the chairman
on the chair
na medene we ko to Facebook and osi sales a year no
min sebu
ama say fugunu say eya short
wow
enti say kura no se ne na homa o de pam fugu nyina asa
ahoma nsia so mo kra fi China
kra enti me de akonya we be fa so na me de ato aban anim se se kwan bi wa ha e betimi ne because na your textile industry no
yes
yeah revival and kakra
yes
kai say at the time na me ye Alencha Martin aid no na it was one of the industries and na ni ko papa
okay
enti mesra ban say if there is a way to revive the textile industry a betimi aboa maya yetimi aye ya homa na sebi omode anwe sa
okay no we not one man on so kakra dia mama he o mago for
yetimi so
very well
aboa ma your friends say textile industry no aye kra be hwa ebeboa
okay
because if we said Mahama ekoda fugu na di wo yenuanum kromo no ama asese no fugu de kameyare sem minya bikura kam de be pam pajamas ama asese no me she fugu
say I say enye Wednesday em say Monday ni Tuesday say dey bia wo she
asese Monday ni Tuesday no enso so no on say ye make sure say ye entire na ye bibia be made in Ghana
yes
nti enye fugufo nko ana say
omoba be
Ghana the show say kama
okay
so
yeah
Tuesday and Monday ebeboa
ebe kama
that Wednesday the fugu no there we say ye kwa ebeje no tax for not wearing because it was say you advertise fugu on Wednesdays
sure
na Thursdays Fridays tie na ye bobo boni nyina no Ghana for ye tie I was see it me patronizing made in Ghana ties
okay
flying ties both ties
yeah
I think say by far no say ye patronize ya ebe boa yen
okay
ebe ma sebi omo pamade ani omo ye sa insano nyuma ne so no omo so
omadwuma na koso say the Yakubu say o san kwan
Yakubu
say ma minchia Yakubu Miss Mitchell
obeje so na
Well, I could be a why are the demo young and so. And yes, me too.
My many kind and share chief on charge for.
Okay,
mommy, I know Swabaso.
Yes.
Me money ha. My Jumano.
Yes.
I can't crave in Kamea sign. But a chain I'm doing say no, my me. Komera hokakra. But my who no so no. Mean to me, I can't blow against the wind.
Okay.
I mean, for example, Mr. Tier-free, there be a disappointment in the world.
Okay.
I'm disappointed. I must be kind.
Wow.
Yes, very disappointed. Because, for example, Ubi anyone move it in your trim, say, electoral commissioner, J. Mensa, or you're in the interest of this country. Unless, of course, Jumedia would be anywhere in the interest of the country. So I'm very sad. To the extent that the Chief Justice's verdict cannot be but abided to or by, I can't blow against the wind. But I'm disappointed.
I didn't see I know why disappointed, baby, sir.
I'll use only two scenarios. And then advise many DC4 not to throw their hands up in despair.
Okay.
Because Ebiana Yankopon enim ekwa okwamai. The kind. Obi eni obetimi akire me say by that Supreme Court behavior of not letting a public officer answerable and accountable to the Ghanaian a behavior was here so. Not in this world can anyone explain.
So Supreme Court yes,
presiding the court. Yeah, a lady to say any kwan say J. Mensa eba betremu dientia abatoɔ course in 2020 no say Supreme Court judge bi enim de che wiasim ha nipa bia o mekirem de ntia because be nima de krontia
amra bia ni ho a esi sade na no kwan.
Yes, there is no law, there is no even statute bia ni ho ya say e wiasi we mu public servant in the capacity as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission are only the only returning officer of a presidential election. Oni obetimi enya tumi bi say ono waye ne election awie entonim kirikiremu bia no samra no me pese o mun kotu nkire me ewo ha ewiase we mu enya Ghana mra internationally everywhere wo de Burkina Kramra o me kan nkire ye to so biem emra ben na wo wiase mu a ekire say so obi eye incompetent ewo na djuma oyemu examples near many countless examples. For example, how can an electoral commissioner declare more than one results? Maybe I mean can the 8 results no more than one resource not self behavior no enter competence of that office holder. How can that one not be a reason or a basis for a prima facie case? How can that only not be a reason or cannot amount to getting a prima facie case? For example,
yes,
me a referee.
Yes,
me di kotoko ne has ya kotoko fo egu mani ma asena no a ama na say chese me fufu asay kotoko fo na ohne kai ohne bodi ama muso say mu di kotoko mu na mu gu mani mu asay ya ye kotoko fo tini di
ebefa
ya da kra team na say egu no yet omo high adwe for me a referee di kotoko ne has not with even my biases towards Kotoko
no.
In favor of Kotoko against Has.
Yes.
Which of course Has for also chapter half for omo ne me nya adwe ba kokra. Me ti omu nyina, ma me num nyina, me ti omu nyina. Na me say Kotokwashe has till by 2 goals to 0.
Yes.
I say amen. Na Kotokwashe has 2 goals to 0 no. Na ya say the microphone be see many more. Me say oh, almost 3 goals to 0. Me say we am so Debbie Kotokwashe 3-1. Has 3-1.
Okay.
Na me say tiwa me say Debbie ba ko no kura say na e foul man into any here. I don't know kura no here my penalty. Akura go into 4-1. One referee. I mean, if the Supreme Court or the Chief Justice wants to tell us that being highly incompetent as this
Ayoka,
it's not something that can amount to finding a prima facie case against the Electoral Commissioner, then they should let us know, because it means that you're a public servant now, Juma, you can do what you like. When some of these things, I'm very much sure and clear in my mind, can lead to a national chaos, a point of no return. There be a make same way say, Yame our bo Ghana no, any emunipa Ghana for no. And you say Yame in a ball, if we are safe for Ghana ni be a different. Yakuma I die yem, yet die a doye. Maybe Nkrumah may have contributed immensely towards our national cohesion, unity, and even unity in diversity. Nkrumah may have contributed so much, because Obia Wako boarding house Obia can attest to why it's difficult for even political parties to punish their fellow political parties.
Okay.
For example, the difficulty the NDC has today in punishing the MPP wrongdoers or criminals is because of that which is on the negative aspect. But the positives need to say, because we intermingled on campus or campuses, we've intermarried. Enti obi hu ni nua se enye ni nua. Obi hu sabi akani hu sremuni a oye ni nua. Sremuni hu akani a oye ni nua. Ohi agbeni a oye ni nua. Enu ana agbeni so hu ni nua sremuni a onim se ni nua. Enti no, because of boarding housing na Nkrumah introduce you and yes. Abuama say no, aye difficult for sometimes even ye koya dia ye periperi on kra no. Edding. Abuan so ewo kwan bi so say ama ya do ye ho say eni kwan say ye gina abato keke so e di create sabi oyene. Enye sa enko ma wenki em fa ne say de na nke ye hwe no kene enke enti ha hwe ma ko so techima south ema akwai Martin ebe ye MP. How many lives did we not lose in that election? Kwabena Kuma. His memory is still fresh in my mind. We met just once, and right after, I think about a week or two, and not 2 weeks, about 10 days after, he died. Very young, handsome gentleman. So, if these things...
Asabi beto, you cry Ghana for being so case. So here Sala, Sun Trophy.
It's a serious subject matter.
Yes.
I was only using just 2 scenarios. You can get a litany of them.
Yes.
A litany of them.
For 4 years.
What must I say?
They were denied a member of parliament.
I'm beginning to think, say, it's possible the petitioners did not write
those things.
Yes, it's possible.
Apart from Science Semia, okay, maybe neighborhood, and some baby on a bit me.
You see, I so much have a certain trust that the petitioners intentionally did something. MPP can go behind petitioners to write to. They can just go behind petitioners to write anything.
To create that impression, so there's something going on. So
that they will just write nonsense, and once the president is a conveyor belt, you also convey nonsense to the Chief Justice, who will also convey that same thing onto us as a people. MPP can easily. So
there are procurement issues no much procurement.
So maybe there, I want to still believe say all is not lost.
Yeah.
What must I say? When you see a chia ne muye a snake as a bebu nyina de.
Maybe sir, I can see myself over now. Do you think sir, we are talking about the Chief Justice? Our president edit petitions. Can in Sadiamano. So new justice for Bafu Bonnie. Meaning so many kakra.
Oh, I mean Sebi.
Yes.
I followed him for years.
Okay.
And it's difficult for me to just go on that tangent. If Tokonu and so this side we have, I would have gone straight to tell say she has not made any sense. But if you know the revered Justice Bafuboni,
yes,
you have a different opinion and conclude, or you are likely to conclude, like I have concluded, say the petitioners may not have done a good job. Which, of course, if petitioners have not done a good job, it's difficult for the Chief Justice and his team to, come across any prima facie.
Yansha opening to say lawyer Martin people.
Yes.
Or can petitioners in home. Looking at his caliber, and many not all true petitioners didn't see the ECR.
Yes.
Do you think it can go wrong?
Those are the things that I'll find difficult to answer. For example, meaning Martin Papa. Obi oni Martin Bien how meticulous
he is
and diligent.
Yes.
So what kind Martin script? Fantastic.
Okay.
But you see, I'm still confused and I'm down. What must I say? You know this is not my style.
Yeah, and then me share body.
The news came to me with a heartbreaking mood of a sort. I just had a sigh and felt maybe the petitioners didn't do the
What was your expectation?
My expectation is of all the averments of the petitioners, because Sabi Chief Justice who says said never say Ubincho petition chia and tia his worship. Anya baby dear Ubetosi Oyenipa.
Okay.
President says we see young lady so. And for impeaching na you bet me and but vote na wunya. What I say?
Okay.
Say President on your nipa. What mean ka say ne hu son sabro be eni wiase. There be on your nipa. Ebi dey making unless a constitution enim say the incompetence of an electoral commission etimi ye one of the basis for her removal.
Okay.
So then I think then we have to rewrite the constitution. What I say?
Yeah, okay.
But this example that I've given, I'm just not being that emotional discussant that will say, oh, and NDC Danish. It's far from that, because you see, I've come across a president who thinks building the nation is more important than conflicting ourselves.
Okay.
That's how I've come across the person Mahama.
Okay.
What do I say?
Okay.
I understand him, and I think that's his style. He's a father for all. He cannot change. He said he had ostracized that from himself, but he cannot change. And a buying or yes or sebi previous or befi kura sebi that's one year.
Okay.
What I say?
Okay.
We own means son. However, I cannot still believe say the Chief Justice, if the petitioners did well, has done well to himself, his integrity, and to this country.
By not being able to establish a prima facie.
Yes. That one, I stand by it. And I still cannot also believe, say, the petitioners did a good job, but the Chief Justice has not done a good job. So that's where the confusion comes. Because you can look at his track record as Chief Justice. Sebi, even as a Justice of the Supreme Court, down to the, you can account of him as Obia, or hardworking, diligent, and all that. All those attributes you can account about him. Enti na be dey say we betimi a conclude say onindini nyansani pa bafoboni etimi ahweje mensa asemu a wantimi anya entansa bi amfa mo eden. But because say ni suni ne ban ne caliber of how his diligence especially at work is no, and also be dey pa say we betimi a conclude say petitioners ne so petition papa.
Wabra Martin Pego kan akonya bedaho say okay ibetimi asan the petition bi wasen akọ
akonya de ho da bia enti da bi o enye say ekọ ye ebi o
yes obi abetimi asan de
abi abetimi ato abakura betimi ato petition
wo sa plan say wan ka say obetimi obetro bi
in fact
akoma mampede
me ka asema kire na de nti a memi obi. But now me willing to me present my petition to the president on one basis.
Okay.
Bro, for Kasiebo, I say you can beat them on their own game or at their own game.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes it's even better we leave it at that. And make sure the MPP stays in opposition for as long as we want, with their own referee, calling elections and MPP losing, where they cannot have any qualm.
MPP for referee,
AJ Mensa. Some catch us say, "Yako to Ababa." Come catch us say, "Ekufo do no power on referee, obe lose."
2024 about
2020.
Okay.
Yes.
So Orini.
Oh, there be Okas Orini ya one can okre.
Ono di o man.
Ni ya bua na say wa win election wo Ghana Akufo do na sen. Omi ama sen. No de be mampani. Supreme Court could not even tell how many votes Akufo do garnered to become president
in
2020. So he forced himself down the throat of the public to become president.
So 2020 now.
That is the only reason why John Mahama went to court to, first of all, let an accountability be done. Because so what's year, you must account to the people how you came about the figure or the winning of the election by Akufo-Addo.
Nebo ko omo court, the court say Akufo-Addo edi nkunim.
Court no can say Akufo-Addo edi nkunim. No court no couldn't tell how many votes Akufo-Addo got to become president. That is why a free sada no eni yebo aminya na asem kada. Because oye one of the base of the progress of the democracy of this country. Yes. As a former Chief Justice, that's what if you did more than any appear number framing and other than the because it is written in the history, say he made us the second Akufo-Addo term without Akufo-Addo having no reason to be called the president of Ghana. Yes, that is a fact. Supreme Court Becca said Akufo-Addo are winning no. Or Kasu Onyama saying Wanka. Then the proper thing to do, they say, Mr. Kotokwa said two, has a nail. What frame you no bedina?
And I have
the assembly court. Has I said to the entities. You see, the way can you call oh, a bit to be. What I say?
Okay.
Now the assembly court. Now you say, okay, referee, who now do game no? Where she say? Where she say? Referee, but say a quiet fast so man way by na me yabo say e right. What are you talking about? Are they only crew na mu na say yep mu ahwe.
We bra serve your public office.
Yes, and then the only crew person common here petie. The here petie no. Eye ne office na occupy na ye public office no. And yes wo mebu ho nkonta. And adwuma okoye ye no yes wo mebu ho nkonta. Enti look, historically any yebu adi be ko. Enkola ba be kan say when na ye chief justice na penso ye de petition ko ya wodane ne nkwanta ma akufo do be ya mampani wabra ne yenima ba wo nya ye. Yes.
That is not a good history.
Enso waje wodi ko fie. Na say wo obi papa. He say wo matie o. Na obi so papa timi bedada wo ma wo se de adamudi o se de na wonya ye o a utimi kan say akufo do ye mampani wabra wonima ba wo nya ye no na e fataw. Edi we na bi ko fie. Ko ma ba be kan. Enu ti na da bia me ka say wo sun a obi du ko school papa du ko school na akufo do papa we. Na akufo do we. Tu papa du ko school no record nyina ne say wo ba be wie wadwuma wo de so mo man no wo record ne say utimi be kan ye aye pronouncement say akufo do ye mampani wabra wo ba wo nya ye. What you say? Ana ora mampani ya wati ho
they go 2 minutes near there no see mpacho.
O mampani wati ho see.
Yes.
He's on tape. I think 2 or 3 tapes.
Oni maybe a yisi na ye
criticizing the quality of service of the current electoral commissioner. Omampeni also saying because also can be a petitioner. Nobody has ever raised this issue. Can he petition to himself and then wire the petition to
the chief justice?
Because he has petitioned already in public about the ills of Mami Jane Adukwe na menti nyanka. The papacy they send him say adukwe.
Okay,
mensa.
Okay,
what you say? So maybe I think say I've always said time is the mightiest judge. I don't believe in the human judge.
Okay,
I don't believe in the human judge.
Sure.
Because sabi judge for Ghana how much judge dem dey bebre ebuaten yehu bi da. Ajetina some more example. There are so many of them. Wasem the krana unisika yesu unisika wasem so ana men sanso nyintum so say I can say same of this current chief justice.
Okay,
that I can say.
Okay,
because sebi previous amaso da from papa me ni ma judge for bebre what they can say of any yeboa they can say same of Poba. They are friends.
Very well.
And I'll end by saying say NDC mama ba mu hwe ekun bi wo ho enye nipa kon ekun bi wo ho enyame kon. Don't be despaired. Don't throw your hands up in despair.
Okay,
because you see say ye men say di ne ekofa upakofa nyankopon anaso osoro abofo kra ba betena hom say on the electoral commission ene then election na MPP for one way. They will say things that will amount to discrediting the election. Say I can't say almost
yes.
Okay. Na yemfa ye re nse nyankopon mu.
Okay.
Na nyankopon yesi unimu ntokwa ko a.
Nyame ko bi ma. Medase. Listo na Kasiebo executive director. Edema good governance advocacy group Ghana. Woro na oche ni kasa okasa isi na Africa. Kasibisa member of the NDC communication team. Perifo emi eno na nyime omo joining yen wo Isa Politics Jumedi so na ye de bebe so midi the enke of the grassroots president Ralph Jampo ana afi Peter Cranton mo MCR wo Imanonete wo mo ho no mbo modema TV ne so ye kama afi camera no Kofi Asante wa ha Francis wa ha wo mbo mode e wa ha na fi producer Mr Kevin Asante Lizzy no ye nyina makeup ne ho ye fe news team na ready yes so no mbi aweso nyame yad mo kire be se hia makramo